All right, we should be live. Hello, everyone. Let me just get my chat open as always. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Oh, you're watching from Norway. All right, that's awesome. Simon. Doc, hello. Fung, hello. Catherine, Bula, hello. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully the microphone has been fixed. And we can enjoy ourselves a good old best of 9. Best of 9 finals here between the Viper and Hera. Oh, I think having a bit of sound is good. Derek, hello, hello. Tenchi's here as well. All right. So why don't we just get the ball rolling? You guys know the players by now. You know the maps by now. You know the premise by now. 9 villagers start, best of 9. Game number 1. We are on migration. Everyone starts on a home island. Everyone wants to fight over this island. If you tilt your head to the left, it's in the shape of Hera. If you tilt your head to the right, it's in the shape of an eye. The Viper, rather Hera. First mistake right out of the gate. Hera in blue as the Italians. Taking on the Viper as the Dravidians. So the Viper is starting out with the Dravidians. So let's see how well he does with his preferred civilization here. You had to refresh. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube. I'm not going to pretend to know anymore what is actually happening. I'm just here to call what the little soldiers and villagers do on the screen. Yeah. Hopefully everyone's having a good end of their weekend and is ready to settle in for a good old, hopefully a battle. What are we expecting here? Are we expecting big battles? Are we expecting insane levels of micro? Are we expecting, I don't know what, feints and mind games and puzzles and riddles between the two players? Catherine's the start of your weekend. Well, a good start to have. Do we think we're going to get to see army buildups? Are the players going to rip into each other in the mid stages of the game? I'm very curious to find out how this is not the first time these two have met, either on the ranked ladder or in any kind of tournament setting. So we'll see what direction they decide to go. For now, both players with a dock. Where are they located? Front-facing dock for our Italian. Kind of side dock here for the Dravidian. And away we go. I am just making sure my chat is not not frozen. Good old technical difficulties. Hera is pushing, it looks like, the last deer, but man, are the deer stubborn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's time for your bath, baby deer. No, I don't want to go to the bath. I want to keep running around playing, causing a ruckus. Amen. Hello, hello. You are just in time to watch Hera struggle with this deer. I'm assuming all of the pushables in this game are all coded the same way. I can't imagine the programmers, the developers made the deer different than the ibex, than the zebra, and yet I've never seen a zebra behave as crazily as a deer. It always seems to happen to be the deer. Or maybe it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy that I only notice when the deer is being annoying, and so I only imagine it to be the deer. You know, what did we see what we want to see. Bias. We've got another dock for our Italian, our Dravidian. Still off the back of 1 dock. 6 fishing ships for him, 5 for Hera. Who will set first on Center Island? Will it be the Italian laying claim, or will it be the Dravidian? They are really good on water maps. The punnery has begun. It's adorable that Hera, by the way, has this little lake here to the rear of his main island with a bit of shorefish. I don't think... Have we seen that before? I don't think we've seen that before, where on this particular map on migration, you start with a little lake to the rear. That's probably would be a good thing for the Dravidians to have. Lemmy, you absolutely did get here just in time, as now both players hit feudal age. Your presence has ushered in a new age in Age of Empires, an age of feudal lords and very weak units, lots of micro scouts bouncing between houses, and another dock for the Viper. It looks like a third dock for the Viper as well, both of them getting double bid axe. Of course, when you're going Navy, wood upgrades are of the utmost importance. Hod, yeah, you really want to see Thyrsidai as well. Every time. I mean, when you're watching land maps and you don't see a unique unit, you're like, okay, fine. We got to see some pretty cool stuff. But when you're watching water maps, because there are so few units on the water. I think I counted it the other day, including unique units, there's like 13 units. Because there's so few, there's such little variety. When you don't see a unique unit, it's really upsetting. At least to me. I shouldn't say upsetting. I don't really like get upset, but it's like, it's annoying. Italians are cheaper, 15% cheaper heading up to the next age. That is correct. Fang says whoever controls the center spice will control the game. And it looks like for now a couple of neutral yakety yaks. Hera is exploring the map with his yak. But at any moment, a yellow ship can appear out of anywhere and teeth those yaks. Tomislav, hello, hello. Nice to see you again. Let's see. 10 minutes into the first game of this best of 9, we've got our first kill as Hera absolutely guns down one of those fishing ships. Looks like he's going to tenaciously follow the second. The Viper kind of blocked the fishing ship there for a second. Hera choosing not to engage. Takes a little bit of damage from his opponent. Not the end of the world here. Yaks continuing to explore. Nobody has actually set foot yet on Center Island. No one has any kind of transport capabilities so far. Yeah, the Viper losing the first unit there. We'll see how that bodes well for him in the entire series. Oh, Tomislav, believe me, you don't want it to be 7 games. You want it to be 9 games. This is a best of 9 grand finals. So there's even more action potentially. Yeah, exactly, Derek. There's a lot more action for us to watch as 3 of the Viper's ships exploring the shores. Not really trying to get anything done, I guess, at the moment. Viper playing a bit defensively with a navy to the right. He's got a little bit of a fishing colony to the left. And now he's exploring. Okay. Is the world flat in Age of Empires? The answer is a yes. So be very careful. You do not want to fall off the flat earth here. Hera gets another kill, this time military. Loses one of his galleys, though. He is outnumbered. He is trying to use this rock formation as some kind of block. I don't know if you can even shoot through this rock formation. I don't even know what this rock formation really is in terms of map settings. It's true. I mean, either player can go sweep, right? So far, statistically, it's the Viper who is most likely to sweep with his 2 sweeps out of 3 series. Actually, 10 games in a row. And there we go. The Viper takes the kill lead all of a sudden, 4-3, same amount of military. And the Snake, the Dravidian, has made landfall, but it looks like so has Hera. One player building a house, the other building a barracks. You guys are on the night shift, Tomislav, Bula. All right. Well, hopefully we can keep you company. Hopefully we can keep you entertained. And hopefully your night shift duties, you're not like flying a plane or something while you're watching Age of Empires. Hopefully a night shift doesn't allow you to. Man, I remember the night shift. I used to be a cashier at Home Depot. And I would always take the night shift because the night shift at Home Depot would end at 11 p.m. The day shift began at 5:30 a.m. and I am not a morning person. So I would always take the night shift, close the store at like 10:30 and then clean up and do all that stuff. And then I'd go to Subway to get myself a chicken sub. afterwards. Viper's got the war galley, and he is attacking villagers. He has still not gotten any villager economic kills, but his spearmen are chasing away this Italian cavalry unit, who might not want to go this way. Don't go that way. And the Viper takes a good kill lead, 6-4, but he's outnumbered here to the north. I am going to be up all night. I can honestly see this going 9 games, where every game is like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, who goes to movies anymore? I can't imagine a single movie that would prefer to watch in a theater. I'm also like a little bit sensitive to sound, so when there's like 30 people around me eating popcorn and talking, it really does not enhance my movie viewing experience. Although I have been to some really cool movie theaters where you can like recline in your seat, you have a little tray you can eat. There's a lot of cool concept. The movie theaters are really trying to bring people back. I've seen a trailer for Sisu. It did look pretty good. Oh, that's cool, Bula. Yeah, I am definitely not a morning person, so if I have the option of staying up late or waking up early, I am definitely taking the staying up late option. Lemmy, it's an interesting that you asked that. Matt Damon was on the Hot Ones recently, and the host of the Hot Ones, Sean Evans, asked him, like, why do you think the movies aren't doing so well? Oh, boom, 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 boom. Okay, side swipe. And he said there's not enough money going on between movie theaters, who apparently take a big cut of a movie's budget. And DVD sales are apparently used to be a massive factor in producing movies. And DVD sales are now zero because nobody buys DVDs anymore. So Hollywood has to really consider what kind of movies it makes very carefully. Everyone's asleep already? Oh, Hod, you have your exams tomorrow? Well, good luck on your exams. I remember those days. I don't miss them at all. Raptor, hello, hello. You are joining us just in time as a couple of war galleys are fighting one another. Hera's not using his full army, though. He's got 3 to the back that are attacking the dock, which did give the Viper an opportunity to kill a few extra galleys that he not necessarily would have killed. Hera's trying to micro. He's trying to stop the mangonel, but little does he know the Viper doesn't care. He's going to kill his own mangonel. Clip a villager on the way back. It looks like 1, 2, 3 villagers have already died, and the Viper takes a 4 villager equalizer kill count, and now they're both sitting at around 21, 22 kills apiece. The Viper's playing kind of defensive ping pong style. He's going to the left, he's going to the right, he's bouncing this way, that way. All the while he's building up his settlement on Center Island. We'll see how that works out for him, because Hera's doing the exact same thing on Center Island, but he has 2 town centers. And now he's going to contest the mangonel play with a mango of his own. Your grandma buys DVDs? Blu-ray? Yeah, I buy laser discs. If anyone even knows what the hell a laser disc is. I don't know how old people are here in the chat. Viper's hot, but you think Hera's going to take Center Island? Well, it does have more infrastructure with the 2 town centers, but the Viper is adding one of his own. We're going to get to see a couple of monks. By the way, the Viper has taken 2 relics, which is going to add a little bit of gold. You know what? The laser disc that I still have, I have 1 laser disc, the 5th element. That was an amazing movie. Tenchi says it's snake time. As he hisses with a snake. By the way, the Viper has a very aggressive dock here. Hera's making no effort, by the way, on the water. He's training 1 war galley at the moment, and the closest dock that he has is on the east side, rather, of his island. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Star Wars Hunt for Red October. That is an amazing movie. Now, Batman Begins is very much not an amazing movie. Yeah, Raptor, you know the interesting thing? When I was in undergraduate, when I was doing my undergraduate, what am I hearing? A tinkle tinkle. Sorry, bear with me. Oh, it's this one spearman who deletes himself. When I was in undergraduate, we had a foreign student from Nigeria. And he used to always talk about Nollywood. Now, there's Hollywood, there's Bollywood. And in 2001, he was talking about Nollywood. And I said to myself, we were always laughing at him. We're like, what the hell are you talking about Nollywood? It's 2001. There's no such thing. The internet's garbage. There's no such thing as streaming. Movies are still coming out. Big movies, big blockbuster movies in Hollywood. 3 years into the 4-year program, he left the school. He left the business school. He moved back to Nigeria. And literally 15 years later, he's like a multi-billionaire. Because he bought a bunch of production rights to a whole bunch of movie studios, or distribution rights. He bought something in Nollywood, and if you Google it, Nollywood is actually, I think, #2 in terms of size. It's actually bigger than Bollywood. The Nigerian film industry is insane. Even though their movies look absolutely terrible to me, I don't get it compared to like Hollywood movies. But speaking of like how expensive it is to produce movies, I can see Hollywood absolutely falling behind the rest of the world. Banter, hello, hello. Red October is amazing. What did I do for undergraduate? I did a business degree. TV is much better than movies. And you know how TV is better than movies? Because all the big movie actors are going into TV now. Yeah, look up Nollywood and see whether it's still #2 in the world in terms of size of just the sheer volume of money flowing through it. Because Hollywood is not going to stay #1 very long, if it even is #1 anymore. Honestly, I think Bollywood might have surpassed it. Who killed Captain Alex? I haven't heard of that one, but I will look that one up. By the way, the players carved up the island, and neither player is really making a serious attempt at the other. They're both kind of building their army. So I asked early in the beginning of the stream, what do we expect? Let's see some big army clashes here. Has Hollywood had an original thought in the last 10 years or so? Or are they just rebooting everything? Catherine, good that you added that second part. Yeah, Nigeria is like a huge up and coming. They've got a lot of serious industries. Viper's fire ship is stronger but outnumbered. Converted. It is not going to accomplish much. What is happening here? Fire versus fire. Oh, they're attacking each other at the exact same time. Oh, but Hera's has a bit less HP. But he has reinforcements. Let's see who survives this. Will Hera escape? Will he micro this one fire ship away? Doesn't really seem like it. Okay. Mutually assured destruction. As a couple of Urumis come out. Both players literally going up to Imperial at the exact same time. Split seconds apart. Bula, you like Band of Brothers? That was a really well-made TV show. Tenchi the Wire is just an absolute classic. Look me in the eye, Gus. I am not driving. That scene with McNutty trying to get home after the bar and crashing under the bridge is one of the greatest scenes in cinema, TV, or movie history. Uh-oh. Okay, so the Viper does as good as he's going to get. One shot off at the Knight, who takes a bit of damage. That was about, again, as good as he's going to get for a Mangonel taking on a Knight. I liked Prison Break. I liked the whole Michael Scofield story. The later seasons were a little weird once they all were all out of prison. Oh my god. We wanted elephants yesterday. We're seeing elephants today. And the Viper's adding skirmishers, fastest attacking elephant archers in the game. And they are here in Hera's base. Hera has nothing to defend this against static, except static defense. And the Viper, one by one, is just ferrying units across to Hera's base. Where's Hera's navy? Where the hell is Hera's navy? He's got 3 fire ships left. Okay, they're gonna secure this part of the map. So he's now attacking into the Viper's position on Center Island while the Viper is attacking into his home turf. Oh no, even the villagers are not going to be able to... I mean, you probably should attack these guys with the villagers. They really only do attack on an 8 unless you can get a monastery up, I guess. And start trying to convert. He does convert those thick elephants. I was not a big fan of Breaking Bad. It was a little too slow, a little too boring for my tastes. I can see why people liked it. It was a very complicated series, a well-made series. I didn't connect with it. It didn't really do anything for me. Oh my God, Tenchi! Yeah, you reminded me where what's the name of that guard? He went from being a guard in the original prison, and then he was imprisoned with them in South America. Belchek? Belden? Something like that? Hexit, hello, hello. Jesse's girlfriend was so sad. Yeah. That bastard did her in. Bellic. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I didn't really connect with those. Here we go. Hera says enough's enough. I'm going to place a castle. That should secure my settlement. And then the rest, as they say, is trebuchet history. Teabag. Remind me who Teabag was? I have not seen Prison Break in a long time. Elephant moves forward. Skirmishers gun him down. You used to be our friend. You are our friend no longer. And now the villagers, seeing that this army is here, unable to escape. This is like Dunkirk for the Viper here. He is trapped on the shores of the beach, surrounded. One BBC down, one skirmisher remains, and the BBCs are dead. Why are you only attacking this skirmisher with one villager? There we go. They all join in. They kill him. And the Viper's offensive force is done. The guy lost his hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I completely forgot about that. I really like the first couple of seasons of Weeds. What's his name? Nolan. The guy from Saturday Night Live. The mayor was always my favorite character. I wanted to like Andor. I really did. I like that Skarsgård actor. I just didn't really connect to it. By the way, these guys are, yeah, Tenchi, these guys are amazing at defending. What would drive a lower elo player to GG? These guys just see it as an opportunity to counter. And so I'm absolutely in shock. Who gets elephant dropped on their home island and then a few minutes later defends and overwhelms their opponent? And now the battle, despite a little bit of a naval engagement here, is firmly in Center Island. Feudal age archers for the Viper. Our Dravidians at 190 population. He is ahead. Significant numbers of population. 50 ahead of Hera. I want to get just 2 more houses, Viper, and then you can actually build 10 more units. Both home islands are safe for now. Of course, right as I say that, our Dravidian pops out a couple of cannon galleons, and they are going straight for that castle. Weebra, hello, hello. No theorist, said I. Oh yeah, Bula, believe me, that is very much understandable. And the relic singular that Hera got is now evicted. And even though he got the Viper's castle here, now Hera is on the defensive on Center Island. He's being attacked here. The Viper is swarmed over his opponent, but Hera's massing a navy. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what he can do. The Viper is pivoting, says I can't engage under a castle. There's a little bit of a corner here where I can put my BBCs. I'm not too sure that Italian crossbowmen are going to be able to take on these skirmishers. Do they have pavis? No, they don't. They don't have any armor upgrades whatsoever. Daniel, I'm not used to me casting so much either, honestly. And here we go. Let's zoom out a little bit. We've got a naval battle on the left. We've got an archer, skirmisher, bombard cannon battle on the right, which Hera seems to be taking handily with the few bombard cannon hits. But the Viper seems to be winning on the water. He's got that fast fire ship to the normal actually, no. Why did I think this wasn't a fast fire ship? I got confused for a second. They both have fast fire ships. And we're going elite elephant archers for the Viper, who finally has 200 population space. But look at Hera. He's actually caught up. Now he's only down 8 population. He used to be down 50. The Viper pulls a Mr. Yo, takes the 5th and last relic. Viper's being pushed back, but with the castle firing zone here, he should be pretty safe. Viper has, yeah, enough stone to castle drop not only this map, but every single map in this series. He is floating a lot of resources. Hera, though, is burning his units alive with that fast fire ship. 2 kills, 2 skirmishers. Road Rash, nice to see you. It definitely does seem to be the Viper's game, right? He's getting elite elephant archers, which are now making landfall. His castle drop is beginning, and he's got enough stone for 2 more castles. But you're playing against Hera, like we say, against a lesser opponent. A GG would have happened about 15 minutes ago. Hera, though, we'll see. He's going heavy demos, is the Viper as well, so I don't know. He might want to place a few more docks here on the offensive side of the island. Somebody wanted to see Condottieri. We are seeing a Condottiero. Not exactly the most useful unit here. Their attack bonuses against gunpowder, their special armor against hand cannoneers. So not something that the Viper is really training right now. What's happening here? Elephants are pushing into here, but uh-oh. Arbalests on the high ground. I mean, this is just a throw of units by the Viper. I'm not too sure what the point of this was, except maybe to distract Hera while he continues to push in on home island. And he's thieving Hera's wood. Wood is the most precious resource right now if you want to keep your navy alive. Hera's boosting his cavalry? His melee cavalry? Okay. Center island, by the way, for Hera. Depopulated. He's got a handful of villagers. This is like the Titanic. There's not enough lifeboats for everyone. Women and children and pets first. Where is the violinist playing as the ship sinks? And oh no. No, not the longest distance for him to ferry his villagers across. I like that the Viper is just keeping Hera at bay here on Center Island while he systematically just dismantles his settlement. Okay, we're going for round number 2 of villagers. Oh, and there's that heavy demo ship that blows up those fire ships. Hera tries to build a dock on the offensive. Man, does Hera like to go on the offensive when he gets pressed into. I'm not too sure how well these elephant archers are going to do, but there is a basic mangonel here. Bombards should do well. And it looks like the last of the villagers has either been killed or evacuated. It looks like killed the last 2 here. I don't think there's a single blue villager on this entire island. No, there is not. The Viper in control of his home island. The Viper in control of Hera's home island. And the Viper is in control of 2/3 of the center island. This is very much his game to lose. If all the games are like this, we are in for an absolute redonkulous series. The only saving grace for the Italians here is that they have hussars. The only problem for Hera is that he can't afford hussars, the upgrade. Even your basic skirmishers are going to be able to eventually kill this one individual unit. Derek, Hera does definitely seem like he's losing game number 1. The score tells it, the population tells it, the map tells it. Viper is massing his army here, waiting for the castle to fall, and now he's going to enter the rear of the Italian base, and that might be a little bit too much for Hera. Oh no. The Viper just surrounded his opponent. He's sending in. He's so rich, he's sending elephant archers. The only thing the Viper doesn't have is gold. Look at the Viper's unit tab. Does he have every single unit in the game? Look at this. He has every naval unit. A demo, a cannon galleon, a fire ship, a galleon, a transport. The only thing he doesn't have is that frickin' Thericidai. Yeah, that was that was expected. I mean, that game was redonkulous. The Viper taking game number 1 in an absolute crazy fashion. Look at the villager economic kills. 86-4. That 86 is the difference in military kills, by the way, it looks like, approximately. Or maybe not, my math isn't that great. Elephants pushing into the northwest. Navy pushing into the rear. Arbalests on their own against elephant archers are going to do damage, but probably not survive to tell the tale. And again, look at the Viper. He's literally 9 galleons, 7 fire ships, 4 cannon galleons, 2 demo ships, and a transport. The demos, by the way, are back at home. Interesting. This just shows you how defensive the Viper is in terms of mindset. He knows he's playing against Hera. He knows when he's pressed into, he presses out. And so he leaves these 2 demo ships at home. Skirmishers for Hera, skirmishers for the Viper, galleons, or rather fire ships, galleons. And look at the APM. It is very rare when we see a player out APM Hera. 13 minutes in, 47 minutes in. Viper takes all of the resources, all of the gold. His economy is 26,000 resources ahead of his opponent. 45% bigger. Conversions not playing a role. Raisings, when you've got the Navy of a lifetime, 35 raisings is pretty damn good. Very similar APM, very similar, but the Viper just absolutely dominating game number 1. It seemed a little dicey for him here in the center, but then the attack, those individual elephant archers, one by one, the Dumbo drop onto Hera's home island. Maybe that was the straw that broke the Italians' back. But let's move on. Oh, man. Honestly, if all games are like this, number 1, it's going to be like a 7-hour stream. And number 2, we're just all in for an absolute massive treat. I'm going to go set up game number 2. We will be right back. All right. Love it. Hate it. We are back on Alpine, where everyone starts with a stud horse. This time we're going the white gray horse. The Viper in yellow, playing as the Armenians, Hera as the Romans. Correct me if I'm wrong. Armenians have kind of underperformed in this tournament so far. I don't think I've seen them do that well. And not only in the tournament, on the whole. People were so up in arms when they introduced the Armenians and said, hey, you're going to have an archer version of a Latus. And everyone went absolutely bonkers. Although, to be fair, the community went absolutely bonkers when the Romans were introduced as well, saying how OP their infantry will be. But in any event, the Civ matchup, the balances is what it is. Oh my goodness. What is going on here as Hera tries to lame the boar pull, and now he's pulling. Viper doesn't realize, or maybe he does. He's brought his horse here on the left, and now he's trying to get Hera's villager to die. It's not every day people can do this to Hera, and the Viper is doing it. And the boar F's off. I don't want anything to do with your human shenanigans, he says. Where the hell's the Viper's villager going? The horses kiss a little bit, turn around. And that was pretty fun to watch. How was the Succession show? I liked season 1. The rest I wasn't a big fan of. Catherine, I'm really curious to see if the Viper brings the big dad energy to this tournament. Like I said, it is a thing. People get motivated. Not everybody. Not across everything, but people do get motivated. And then here we go, shenanigans again. Hera loses control of the boar again. Will the Viper get it? Will Hera stop him? So much micro. What do you think? What do we think the PKPM right now is? 400. The horse is trying to stop. Of course, of course. The Viper's building a house, calms the beast, gives Hera an opportunity, but now the Viper's walling. What the actual hell is going on this map? Raptor, we are on Alpine. This is a map that looks like a big pimple where everyone starts with a horse for this exact reason, so that you don't get a scout. Somebody informed us a few days ago, and you cannot attack your opponent's units. The only thing you can do is block them and make boar pulls about as fun as insanely fun as possible. And the insane thing about this map, take a look at the resources. 14,000 stone, 44,000 gold, all strewn about in big old clumps all around the map. And so the Armenians, you'd think, naturally advantaged here with the donkey cart. Daniel, good luck. Doc is just an awesome viewer, a fan. And I appreciate that, Doc, because I always forget to say, please like the channel. It's very sad to see Roman Centurion without the iconic square Roman shield. Yeah. Like I said, Lemmy, exactly. I don't know if the Viper's going to have enough time. I don't know what parental leave is like in Norway. I don't know what parenting is like in Norway. But if it's anything like I experienced a year ago, where, in case you guys weren't aware, I used to live stream also every night about a year and a few months ago. Oh my God, Hera waiting, salivating at the opportunity to lame another boar pull. I used to live stream, I think, like 5-6 times a week back when I had 11 people watching, at most I think like 17 people watching. And then my wife had the baby, and I told people in the chat, like, oh, it's okay, I'll be back in 2 weeks, don't worry about it, I'm just gonna take a few weeks off. And then literally 7 months went by when I couldn't live stream because I was just exhausted, not sleeping. It is just a complete mind trip to have a kid, especially the first kid. Everyone said the second, the third, etc. They're always a bit easier now that you know what to do. But if it's your first kid, if the Viper's experience is anything like mine, I don't think he's playing any Age of Empires until at least September or October. Yeah, Raptor, that's the fun part of this map, is that everyone starts in this crater, this pimple, and their town centers are right next to one another. No treaty, no. The Armenians with the fortified church. Definitely a forward fortified church with that one relic will add that one arrow. And I think Hera knows it, so he's starting to aggress against his opponent. The Viper's got a spearman and a scout. Hera's already got 3 scouts. Spearman, oh my goodness. 3 skirmishers out. It looks like the shenanigans have stopped. Hera's scout is still here to the rear, but not too much he can do. The town center is pumping that horse full of arrows. Dietrich, hello. You remember exactly. I do. I always tell my wife how it was such a humbling experience to say, hey, I'm gonna be back in 2-3 weeks, and then literally took me 7 months. I do have a day job. That's why I stream here right now at 8 p.m. SS71, hello. How's Oshawa today? Did it rain on you guys like it rained on us? Very tropical style for like 5 minutes intensely, and then end abruptly. Hera moving around to the rear of the Viper's army. Settlement, rather, but the Viper's here. Are we going to see a kill this game? 11 minutes in, not a single kill yet, except the Viper did lose a villager to a boar pull. I either missed it or didn't notice, but the players themselves have not gotten any kills. Doc, I appreciate you joining every night. Back to back to back. SS-71, it did? What was bonkers? I felt like I was back in Punta Cana. It's flooding over here. Oh no. I hope you're nice and dry. Can someone please kill something? Somebody asked if there's a treaty on this map. It certainly is feeling like there's a treaty on the map. Catherine, you've been here every day as well. How are those pretzel crisps, by the way? They're so freaking good. I forget the flavor. There's one that we found in the US in New York on that trip that I told you where we went to Zabar's at 11, or I went to Zabar's at 11:30. And I forget which flavor it was, but it's one that's not available in Canada, and we've been pining after it for the longest time. They are amazing. I love those pretzel crisps. Even though they dry out the mouth like nobody's business. Okay, Spearman, are you gonna get killed? Are you gonna kill something? No, the first kill of the game going to the Viper, who loses the hero Spearman that killed the scout. And now a few more kills. Okay, so finally, the seal has been broken. Whose scout are you? You are a yellow scout being shooed away, but without ballistics, those skirmishers are going to miss. I like, by the way, that the players are investing into feudal age, because the Armenian infantry in the feudal age, remember, they get everything an age ahead, whereas the Romans get double the blacksmith upgrade. So let's see some big infantry battles in the feudal age here. That's exactly what Coca-Cola is for. I forget which flavor it is. Doc again with the promotion for vanilla Coca-Cola. Looks like, what are you guys? The two horses in the back? Okay. Hera is expanding to the rear as well with a stable. Looks like the Viper is just economically expanding to the back. Is this to protect against raids? Oh, Catherine, I remember. It's honey mustard. Honey mustard was the flavor of those pretzel crisps that we just could not get enough of. We were eating bag after bag after bag after bag. Amen. Yeah, I'm not a big Age of Mythology guy. I'm pretty much only just really Age of Empires 2. This is the game I like, the mechanics, etc. Where is the Viper's gold? He's got a gold pile to the rear. And then he's got a million gold piles around the map. This map is incredibly rich in resources. Catherine, yeah, they are amazing, right? Merrick, we drink Kofola, the communist Coke from Czechia. Oh my goodness. I miss the Czech Republic. I had so much good food at the Czech Republic. So much good schnitzel. So much good beer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hera says enough is enough. I am in the castle age. My light cavalry units are actually going to become light cavalry units now. And once they do in 11 seconds, I'm going to raid the hell out of your settlement to the rear. To the south. Viper preemptively moves his villagers away. He does not want to deal with this at all. Hera still just has basic skirmishers. The Viper's still 30 seconds away. Oh, he jacked his lumber a bit too much. And now there's a gap in here. We'll see. One villager down, but the pikemen for the Armenians, this is exactly why there's such a dangerous defensive civilization. Pikemen in feudal age is ridiculous. Snyder of Hanover. Patrick, I can't say I understand the reference. You think, Fung, you think it's going to be a long game? Hera seems to want to disagree with you here. Viper's going heavy on the gold. Both players are in Castle Age. The problem for the Armenians, it's all well and nice to say you get champions and halberdiers in the Castle Age. On paper, that sounds amazing. The problem is, those are very expensive units to get to. Pikemen are just like 300 resources or so. Whereas champions and halberdiers are a lot more expensive. Armenian knights are chasing away Roman light cavalry units. And Hera kills 5 villagers, takes a double kill lead, 27 to 13. Expands just like the Viper to the rear with another town center. Are they going military? Are they going economy? What are they going in this game? Skirmisher runs away from the pikemen. Runs away a little bit too slowly. And now the knights are attacking the donkey carts. Shrek's friend be damned. Snyder of Hanover is well known south of the border for their honey mustard pretzel bits. Ooh, you had me at bits. Oh, Doc, we are very far away from committencies right now. That is an Imperial Age upgrade, and that is an expensive upgrade. You get a lot of value for it. Catherine, I figured you meant that south of the border. The Viper has managed to claw back to 18 kills and has actually secured his settlement. He's back to lumber over here. He's getting a third town center up here. SS71, no, the civs are not random. They pick their civilizations. Before the tournament, there was a very long draft process where they pick the maps and the civilizations. I can't pretend to really understand the entirety of the draft and map picking process. If I ever do host, if and when I ever do host a tournament, of course, I'll have to figure all that stuff out. But for now, I can't really say I understand the differences and the nuances between the different tournaments and the different methods of civ picking. Andre with the screaming, crying emoji. Why? What's wrong, Mr. Mosquito? Viper is excellent at a lot of different aspects of this game, and we are here, we are watching it unfold. Somebody said on Reddit that the Viper really was underperforming in a few tournaments recently. If he performs like this, he's gonna be sticking around for a long time. By the way, Hera lost his horsey horse. The Viper still has his. Exploring the map, and 25 minutes into the game, the players have disengaged. Hera's got 56 villagers to 43, 17 army count to 10, but 8 of that army count is light cavalry units, whereas our Armenian does have pikemen and monks. Where are these 5 monks? Okay. One of them, together with a villager, is inside of here. Trying to double click the monk, of course. There's 3 in the immediate vicinity. The light cav should absolutely slaughter them if it can catch them out in the open. The pikemen are out of position. The Viper, I said this yesterday, if he continues skimping out on military, Hera is going to punish him. He is not Doubt. He is not any other player. Hera is Hera, and if he notices a weakness, he will pounce on it immediately, and he will notice a weakness. He's not the #1 player in the world for no reason. So the Viper really does need to get his numbers up in terms of military. I don't think 4 pikemen are going to do it. Oh, no. He's getting castle drop, but this part of the settlement's already useless. No more gold, no more stone. And this castle doesn't really lame all of the farms. Viper lost to Hera a few years ago. Yeah. And he lost 2 games yesterday. Tato is Doubt. Yeah. Good one, Catherine. Yesterday was a long stream made longer by my microphone issues. What? You see, this is what I'm talking about. If the Viper had the army, he could fight back, but he doesn't have the army. He also, by the way, doesn't have the villager count. Even if you add back the 8 villagers that Hera killed, he is nowhere close to Hera. He would have 62 to 70. Hera's here to the rear. Another in a long line of questionable GGs. Really, what is Hera lamed here? A town center, a barracks, and an archery range. The Viper is not using the archery range, so forget that. He's got 3 extra town centers. 1, 2, 3. Forget that. Barracks, he doesn't really need anymore. He's got his 2 stables up and running. He still has his... I was thinking maybe Hera sniped the monks, but he still has his 4 monks. Again, questionable GG. Let's dive into the numbers and see if we can figure it out. PKPM for both players again above 200. The economies 3,000, about 20% difference. This time Hera takes all 4 of the resources. 1 conversion, 34 kills to 19. I mean, the Vipers again, he's in a bad spot, but he's not in a terrible spot. His stables aren't lamed, and by the way, your opponent has just dropped their stone on a castle here, which means you can go around the back and drop a big fat castle of your own and maybe lame an active gold mine and not a defunct gold mine like in that in the main settlement. But I agree, Derek, the Viper just could not keep up. Hera here, 15 more kills, 8 villager kills to 0. Very questionable GG. ACCM would have played another hour. Well, here we go. If you thought Hera was going to get swept 5-0, you have another thing coming. Let's move on to game number 3. Hopefully a little bit longer than 28 minutes, but even if it's not, I'm sure it'll still be a great game. Bear with me as I load it. Oh, definitely could have been the score. About 20 some odd % apart. All right. Game number 3 finds us on a big old island. Oceanic flight has crashed. Magical creatures are appearing. People who could not walk are walking again. And yellow is fighting blue. The Viper as the Portuguese taking on Hera as the Persians. Okay, this will be an interesting map up. We've got another lake in the center, but aside, this is not your traditional nomad. Everyone again starts with 9 villagers. And speaking of non-traditional, okay, never mind. I was gonna say they sent all their villagers to the town center and not the docks, but never mind. 2 docks are gracing us with their presence. It looks like the Viper with 2 villagers got his dock up a lot earlier, and his villagers are a lot further away from their settlement. Look at this distance they have to go to get back home, whereas Hera created basically just a very short distance. Yeah, I mean, you think Hera is going to do the Persian douche? No, I don't think anyone can pull off a 5-0 against Hera, Catherine. But yeah, these are very nice civs. These are going to be very fun. Manual transmissions. You like Hera's position? I like Hera's position because his dock is close. He also, when you're in the center of the map, you can control the rear resources a little bit better, whereas the Viper's already got his back to the water, which number 1 exposes him to navy, and number 2 means he can't really escape in that direction if he gets pressed into, which means he's going to have to wall off a bigger chunk of the map than, for example, Hera, who can just retreat over here to the stone and then retreat over here to the gold and then get the relic, etc., the berries. Middle of the map control is absolutely massive, I agree. But for now, both players going fishing ships. Surprisingly, Hera, who got his dock up much later than his opponent, already has 2 fishing ships, although perhaps not that surprising with the quicker Persian work rate. Although 2 to 2 at the end of the day. What's the work rate now? 5% faster? They're not really playing that big of a role. By the way, if you're watching the stream, I do see there are 74 people watching. Hit that like button if you like what you see, what you hear. You want to join in on the shenanigans and the good times, do consider subscribing to the channel. And if it's your first time here, say hello. Drop us a hello. Introduce yourself. Like we used to say back when the internet started and online predators were not yet a thing, ASL. And then, of course, humanity ruined that. And so, yeah. Oh my goodness. Betraying my age a little bit with the good old AOL references. Needless you, nice to see you. Yeah, we have a tendency to ruin things, don't we? Anyway, let's not get it too pessimistic. Manual transition, New York City. I am jealous. I wish I was in New York City right now. Eamon, you remember that? Needless you, the first two have been fantastic. The first game we saw just an absolute crazy back and forth battle. In the second game, we saw some pretty fun boar pulls with a slightly inexplicable GG, questionable GG. Hod says, what's AOL? Get the hell out of here. You are way too young for this stream. AOL used to be a CD-ROM that you would get when you bought anything. If you bought like a pair of underwear, it would come with a CD. If you bought like a box of cereal, it would come with a CD. And you would install it, and then you can chat with your friends or with strangers on the internet. And then, of course, that became a little creepy, and so now we don't no longer really use AOL. 1,000 free hours, exactly. Floppy disk at the supermarket. Needless you, welcome to the chat right as you get here. What's AOL? Oh man. Yeah, Hod, we are reminiscing. That was a very fun question. By the way, the Viper is expanding along the eastern coast here. Hera is expanding along to the western side, so we are going very decentralized. What are the resources like on this Nomad map? Not that, a little bit more than usual. 4,000 extra stone, 5,000 or so extra gold. Not a lot of wood. Decent amount of food, of course. Yeah, geriatric chat. And it looks like Hera, the first with a fire galley. Looks like he's got another one. Is it on the defensive position? Nope, it is heading this way as well as he now engages into the Viper's fire galley. Has he seen? What's the line of sight on a galley? Yeah, he hasn't seen the town center yet. It looks like the town center is hidden behind a couple of hills here. Very Romanesque. I wouldn't say we're mature. We're old. I think I mentioned this a few days ago that I read a funny quote that men never really grow up. They just grow old. And I told my wife and she's like, yeah, I have 2 babies. Netscape Navigator. Oh my god, David, that is a fantastic reference. How you were being nice. I think based on some of my thumbnails, the last thing you can say about me is that I am mature. Viper's pulling Hera's pulling aboard to the south. Viper has discovered where his opponent's fishing fleet is. Let's see how much pressure, how much damage he can do here. He does have... Oh, he's chasing Hera all the way to the other side of the map. Hera keeping the Viper busy here with one fishing ship. Oh, he's chasing... No, Hera, you screwed yourself. DJ Khaled says you played yourself by blocking that fishing ship's route. Firefox is kind of like Netscape. Net zero. David, you are not the old man here. I mean, you might be an old man, but you're not the sole old man. Here we go, demo on the hunt, on the prowl. Is Hera paying attention? He clumps. Oh my god, what a missed opportunity. Did he even get a single ship with that demo? Hera was clumped. Oh, now it's the Viper's turn to be careful. Oh, but he diffuses. He escapes. I remember when Windows 95 was so cool, and then Windows XP came out, and then Windows 2000. Of course, I also remember the 386 and the 486 computers, where if you wanted to play a game like Civ 1, you would have to have 7 different discs that you would insert. Fung, I played AoE on the zone all the time. T90 mentioned me in one of his videos? What? Hod, you're gonna have to elaborate a little bit more on that. That is a shocker to me. I didn't know that. Was it a good mention or a bad mention? But yeah, now you're one of us. Now you're hooked. I think I told somebody yesterday I lace all my videos with crack cocaine. So you guys, once you start one, the first video is always free. The tester video, for those of you who know the Wire references. Okay, I would hate to be this fire ship, this one poor fisherman bastard just trying to get some food for his family, and out come 5 fire galleys. Oh, David, you're only 39? Nah, get out of here. I am pushing 42 right now. Banter is back. Catherine still has a 486. Abdullah, hello, hello. Well, thanks for joining us in the middle of the night. Yeah, the 2.5-inch discs, not the floppy one. The floppy ones were 3.5 inches. Can you imagine how many immature, childish jokes we made in school with the words floppy disk and 2.5 inches? It was a good mention, Hada. Excellent. Petrick, it was good. I'm gonna have to look at. I'm gonna have to find that. That's I'm humbled. That's like getting a shout out from like you know, the GOAT. That's like if I was just like starting my NBA career and like Michael Jordan talked about me, you know. Emina, hello, hello. I hope we get to see all the games too. Also, by the way, while I was talking about nonsense, patting myself on the back for getting that T90 reference, organ guns are about to pop up out from a very aggressive castle here of the Viper. What will our Persian do? He is calm as a frickin' cucumber, is Hera. Another town center. His dock has been lamed, but the Viper hasn't seen the fishing ships to the south. Oh, now it's the Viper's turn to have his fishing ships burned on the water. But let's see, the land is starting to escape. Hera, I love that Hera is just leading the Viper on a chase. He says, you know what? I'm going to escape. I'm going to make you think I'm going to a town center or something, but I'm just going into the middle of frickin' nowhere, and you are just going to chase me with your organ guns and not catch wind of this next town center. Brilliant move out of Hera. Tenchi is almost 35. Yeah. All right, we got a couple of youngins here. Remember you when I'm a big star? Oh, man. Hope so. I hope I get to be a big star. This is an incredibly fun community. We are approaching almost 100, Derek. Yeah, you're right. I see 86 on my end. Somebody quickly make 14 fake Gmail accounts and open up 14 fake YouTube accounts. Oh, by the way, the Viper has now discovered this little area as well. So the Viper is, oh, the Viper is just doing organ gun shenanigans now. Hera's on the water, but does the Viper care at all? No, he doesn't. Thank you, HUD. I appreciate that. Oh, manual transition. I know how to code in BASIC. Catherine, I will be, I think the more I get involved in this channel and the more it like takes up my time, I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna have to do something like that. And then we'll get into all the good stuff, some community tournaments, and hopefully I'll be able to host some tournaments of my own at some point. Although obviously nothing as awesome as this right now. Duong Lei, when was this match? It was played a few hours ago, but we're watching it live. Portuguese have a 45% win rate across all maps and Elos. That is not a good thing for the Portuguese, is it? Yes, Manuel. I believe I still have in my parents' house in their basement a box of cassettes with Civilization 1 and Leisure Suit Larry on them. Viper is pushing the villagers. I mean, Hera's got 60 villagers, but when your villagers are just running around avoiding buckshot from these organ guns, that's not exactly the villager count you need. Half his villagers are just moving around. He does catch a few organ guns here in the center. We'll be able to get them both now. Tenchi, I really do want to watch that shout out. If anyone who heard that shout out can pinpoint me to what day in video, I will just listen to the entire stream until I find it, because that's like a big in the world of Age of Empires content creation and casting and that, getting a shout out, like I said, it's like if you're a new up and coming star of like the NBA and Michael Jordan or LeBron James or whoever the hell's #1 right now mentions you, it's like a big thing. I'm very happy to have heard that. Richard, hello. COE League 1. Yeah, it is a big day so far, and we've got 89 people watching. You were half asleep. Freedom, apparently T90 mentioned me. In a good way. Let's see what's going on around the map. Enough patting myself on the back. We've got Portuguese knights, Portuguese organ guns. Again, the villagers for Hera are just being shuffled around like these are like prairie dogs moving cattle around, and sheep just pushing them left and right. In the center, there is a castle creep, and now the gold is being lamed here as well. Has the Viper seen this? Of course he has. Doesn't have enough stone for a castle, so he tower drops, and Hera sees it. Says, not on my watch. Have I ever hit 100? Never have I've never hit 100. Oh, Catherine, I forgot to say hello to your friend. I apologize. I meant to do that, and then I got distracted, as you guys know I often get. Oh, it was some time ago. Yeah, I didn't hear it. Issa Rahim, thank you so much. I'm glad my videos are bingeable. God, people enjoy the nonsense that I bring to the... Daniel, did you win? Did you come back with your shield or on it? Catherine, what's your friend's name if they don't mind sharing? I can say hello to them properly. So far, Viper doing some damage, I would say. 35 villager kills to 5. Hera's killing a lot of the Navy. He's in firm control of the water. The Viper has given up water entirely. But we'll see what's Hera cooking. You know when Hera goes all quiet on the map, he's cooking up something. What is he doing? Just going, adding more villagers. He's down to 50 villagers. Okay, no, he's not. He's cooking up a GG. Abby, hello, Abby. Thanks for joining Catherine and watching us tonight. On it? Okay, Teuton's rolled over you. Yeah, Teutons on Black Forest are very difficult. Needless you, I have difficulty watching Hera's POV. I mean, if I tried to replicate it, it would be this. It'd be like here, then 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 Navy, then this one, then back to here. Hera's micro is just absolutely insane, but the Viper gets another notch on his belt with that castle push. It all came down to one single castle push. And as often it does in this game, one thing happens. Raphael, hello. I believe that is Portuguese, a language I don't really speak. Cooking them GGs. $500 supply, ludicrous. Let's take, speaking of that, let's take a look at the stats. 25 organ guns absolutely having their way with this Persian. I'm surprised our Persian wasn't able to stop the organ guns, to be honest. Hera takes only the food, all of the other resources, and a bit of relic gold going to our Portuguese. Of course, he took the food. At the end, did he have how many fishing ships? Yeah, he had 9 fishing ships left to the 0 of his opponent. Ooh, we're at 91. Abby says hi. Nice. Viper made it real messy for Hera this game. I mean, he's playing like an absolute beast in this tournament. Whether he wins or not, again, until they invent gambling on Age of Empires, 0 vested interest. But he is absolutely playing like a beast. He's laming this town center. Did he get that tower up? Yeah, he got the tower up, which means he lamed the stone. He is just going around the map, finding precious resources that Hera is on, and then just laming them. Or town centers. The APM, actually, yeah, good call. Oh, look at that. A bit of a slower game for both of them. Hera, look at that APM. That's usually half of what he does. Okay. Are there websites that give odds for Age of Empires games? All right. Well, I'm going to have to go to those websites and see what's up. Dad-fueled rage exploding on the map. Let's set up game number 4. I'll be right back. Ooh, I hope Chris is here. Because game number 4, we are back on Spiral. And what is going on with this map? Why are the players picking camel civilizations for this map? I don't get it. ChatGPT chose Hera. Ouch. Even the AI is against the Viper, huh? But we've got the Berbers. The camel regenerating cheaper camel civ versus the Gurjara with the camels that pack a massive punch. Is it me, or are we seeing like an inordinate amount of camel civilizations on these on Spiral? Why on this map particularly? Is it because it's a bigger map and they need to cross it faster? I don't understand. I am very confused. Oh yeah, HUD, that was a few years ago. And they, needless to you, exactly, they lose a lot on this map. But, I mean, saying the camel civs are going to lose between 2 camel civs is going to be fun. Although the Gurjaras, they are a camel civ, but they're not only a camel civ, you know? Whereas the Berbers are primarily a camel civ. Speaking of, let's see the positions on this clock, this spiral clock, at the 2 o'clock position to the 8 o'clock position. Hera is walling off the rear, pulling boars, the Viper. Walling off the rear. Not really never mind, pulling boars as well. Have they both gone for their neutral animals? The Viper has not, Hera has. And the Gurjara Camel Scout, not quite yet discovering where his opponent is. I mean, though, at this point, like I've always said with this map, they must know that they're on exact... This is a map where it's exactly the opposite, right? If you're starting at the top, you know your opponent's at the bottom. It's not like any other, like Arabia, where who the hell knows where that random number generator put you. Yeah, cheap versus strong is a good way to describe it. Banter, or a camel civ has to win. I don't think the Viper even has a mill right now. He's using his sheep to explore. Actually, how many sheep does he have? I'm going to zoom out. Apologies for zooming out so much. He's got 6 sheep. Okay, he's got 5 of them at home. Where's your mill? Oh, he needs a bit more wood. Manual, you mean like in the start of the game? Or as the game goes on? I'm not the biggest fan of having it on when the game goes on. I mean, I guess I could do this. Or this. But I like to see the entire map. Call it a personal preference. But in the beginning of the game, now on Arabia, I've started to do more Fog of War just so we can see how the players scout the map. And there we go. There's the mill. Gonna have the 5 sheepaloos in there. And now he's going for 2 more. So he's gonna have 8. This is actually not a bad map for Gurjara, thinking about it. With all these berries and 2 extra. Is he gonna have 8 actually? Actually, never mind. It's the exact standard map. Why did I think they were 10? I think maybe because I thought maybe you could teef. By the way, how gross is this? The relic right at the edge of the map here. That's going to be hard to scout. No, the NVIDIA pop-up was my computer for some reason. Yeah, Emmanuel, I've started doing it on the Arabia random map games. Gray Shrimp, hello, hello. And yes, I will be covering Rage Forest 5. I don't know that they're going to really be playing on a daily basis. That MEMS tournament was very scheduled and regimented. It was 7 days, June 2 to 9. And it was this set on this day, this set on that day. Rage Forest is like, I think they have like a month and a half. If I remember Liquipedia correctly, it's like any time between June 10th and July whatever. And it's, I guess, when the players have time, but I'm going to do my best to stay live streaming as long as I can. I enjoy it so much. Even though the viewer count dropped from 91 to 79, 12 people left. Come back, come back, come back. You can garrison a cow in the mill. You see there at the bottom left? Yeah, sometimes I like to see, don't get me wrong, sometimes I do like to see the player's line of sight, especially if they're about to discover something that we know is there. Richard, you can if you are the Gurjaras. That is one key feature. You get 2 bushes underneath your town center at the start of every game, 250 food basically for free. And then as long as your animals are in the mill, they generate food. So take a look at the top right of your screen, 58. 59, 60. So, and then he spends a bunch of it, of course. Still no kills. Both of these players in all 3 games so far have been a little slow to burn. Not the craziest initial battles. Derek, I appreciate that. I like Rage Forest streams. I'm excited to get back to them. Oh, now we're back to 87. David says face reveal would get more viewers. Not with my face, it won't. As my brother has told me many a time for many a year, I do have a face for radio. But no, there will be a face reveal. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I'm just being an idiot. Here we go. First kill of the game going to Hera, who tinkles away at a spearman. Gets another one. Oh, they died in tandem as a camel. 4-1 kills at this point. So things are heating up. Hera sending more reinforcements. Remember, the name of the game in this map seems to be lame your opponent's deer, which these 2 players are not doing at the moment. High stakes action here. Who will win this poking game of basic very weak spearman? The Viper wins it. 5 kills to 3. How much of his base has Hera seen? None of it. Oh my goodness. Okay. He's gonna see it now that he's inserting scouts into here. And the Viper says, hey, you want to see more? You're gonna have to pay the price of admission, and the price of admission is 15 villagers in a town center firing arrows on you. They're not exactly the strongest units, not exactly the best aimed units, but you're gonna take a bunch of damage. Hera says, oh, I'm willing to pay that price. As he tries to shove in. He probably just wanted the Viper to garrison some villagers. Look at this hero spearman getting 2 kills. All right. 93, come on. Lucky number 7. Somebody roll a pair of dice. Camel on the high ground. He is outnumbered, but he doesn't care. He's a camel. What are the movement speeds, by the way? We know 1.55, 1.45. Why did they make the camel slower than the horse? Interesting. Sorry, guys. I think my chat is frozen. Just give me a quick second to catch up. You think you should full wall? Gotta love feudal age, right? I mean, this is the high-octane Vin Diesel, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Jason Statham action that we all love, and somehow the Viper comes out on top yet again. He now has the lead in terms of kills. Okay, I think my chat is all good now. Sorry for the people watching my for the first time. If you're not familiar with my derpy YouTube app here, my chat freezes every now and then. And so I have to take a second to... They might be slower in real life, but in this game, camels are generally faster than cavalry units. Gray shrimp, that is a perfect way of putting it. Trying to get one over on Hera is incredibly hard. The Viper's super duper weak. Spearman, by the way, does ultimately die. Now they're both in Castle Age. Immediate second town center, immediate third town center, and 2 extra town centers as well for our Gurjara. One to the very rear position, one going for the gold. Hera was full walled, but then he just had to delete his wall off to get out of the base. It's all very confusing. The mind games. Oh, Hera traps the Viper Scout. Who the hell can do this to the Viper except for Hera? That was brilliant. He traps him. He takes his stronger camel rider and he absolutely obliterates. Oh my goodness, we're at 107 people watching. Oh, damn. I wish I had some kind of graphic. This is the super professional stream 107 people are watching. I wish I had some graphic that could show, like, you know how Mem has the Titanic crashing? Maybe some fireworks. Wow. And we got it to 107 right as Hera vipered the Viper. But Shrevamshas are out of all things Shrevamshas? He must be relying on their movement speed. Hera is now slamming into the side of the Viper's base as the Viper moves in on Hera's base. I will be going to Twitch later this year as I get more and more of my software game in line. I'm just a very slow adapter of technology, and so to get those end screens and those transition screens took me 2 years. So I don't move as I move about as fast as a freaking glacier. Oh, Catherine, even if I do go to Twitch, I'll still do multicasting. So I'll stream here, I'll stream on Twitch. Each platform offers its own kind of little benefits over the other. Oh no, the Viper tried to get a little sneaky, but again, you have to wake up very early in the morning to get one over on Hera. Oh my goodness, it's 6 in the morning? Oh, well, thank you for watching at 6 in the morning. And so we do have a camel battle. And now the camel should be at a 1.6 movement speed for both. Tenchi, I do absolutely love that feature of YouTube. The fact that if you're watching live, you don't have to actually watch it live. You can rewind a little bit and watch something that you missed, whereas on Twitch, it's all live. You can't go back. But what I love about Twitch is that when people watch your live streams, they get like little channel points, and then they can spend those points on ridiculous things. So like if you get 100 points, you can redeem them, and it's all free. You can redeem them, and I don't know, like a little animation will pop up with, like, I don't know, Homer Simpson going dope or something. I don't know. Yeah, people are very divided on Twitch. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people love it. Is the Viper Civ a new Civ? New-ish. Relatively new. The Gurjaras. Oh, there's video on demand if you're a partner? I just have not been able to watch any. Like, if I watch Mem's stream and I go and, like, get a glass of water. Who's kidding who? I'm not getting a glass of water. If I go get a glass of Coke from the kitchen and I come back, I don't know how to rewind. Even if I pause it, if I hit play, it just plays at whatever point he's at. Whereas YouTube, I can actually hit pause. And you can also make clips from YouTube to... T90 gambles? Justin.tv. Oh, what a... Gory, hello. What a reference. Wololo's attempted, Wololo's denied. I'm still curious as to why the Viper has these Shravamshas out. Is it for... They don't really come with attack bonuses against monks. They don't really come with attack bonuses at all, to be honest. Is it to snipe villagers? Is it for vision? It's definitely for their speed, but why their speed? I wonder what the point of it is, to just rush in, maybe kill the monk? The Gurjaras have light cavalry units as well. Yeah, Tenchi channel points, exactly. That's a super cool feature on Twitch. I really like that. One of the oldest civilizations on Earth, one of the youngest civilization in Age of Empires. But that's cool. Oh, you can bet on who wins. Right. That's what you meant. Sorry, I thought you meant like T90 goes on like 888casino.com and like gambles during his live streams. Which Nilly has been doing. Nilly has been playing a lot of poker on his Twitch streams. Although poker, famously, is it a game of chance? Is it a game of skill? According to the Canadian government, for taxation purposes, it is a game of skill, so therefore they are very free to tax it. But, you know, they have a vested interest in that. Richard, every mounted unit in the game has a -3 cavalry resistance armor because of the Ethiopians. The Ethiopians have an upgrade called Royal Heirs, where their Shotel warriors and their camels take 3 less damage from mounted units. All mounted units. Melee, range, doesn't matter. And so now every single mounted unit in the game will have -3. Every scout, every paladin, every Manaspa. David, I am Canadian from Toronto. Thanks, Derek. I'm glad you could catch me live. I'm glad I could catch everybody else live. I'm glad people are all watching right now, to be honest. Yeah, hot, exactly. That's what I said. I knew the second the government said, should we tax poker winnings? Is it a game of skill or chance? That they would land on it being a game of skill, because of course. Ooh, Nova Scotia. It's a bit later there, isn't it? Like around midnight? Yeah, Catherine, that's one thing that I plan on doing once I get the extension or the plugin, whatever it's called, for the OBS studio I use. The government always wants a cut. Of course it does. Hera's heading up to Imperial, the Viper. He's getting the resources. He's also heading up to Imperial. We've seen a lot of scuffles, but for a 30-minute game so far, not a lot of kills. 3 villagers to 1, 38 total to 30. Does that mean we're going to be building up big old armies and just having one big cataclysmic battle between the players? Viper's about 45, 50 seconds behind his opponent going up to Imperial. Neither player is really pushing into the other side of the map, except for, again, small little groups of units. Looks like the Viper has retreated entirely to his side of the map. I don't see a single yellow dot on Hera's side. Hera's pushing in with a few camels. Oh, 10:30. Why did I... Really? Only an hour ahead, Nova Scotia? Okay. That Viper castle? I don't know why the players build the castles on the ridges, except for the high ground advantage. I think it's just a blockading castle, because now Hera, if he wants to run into this side, either goes through a town center or a castle. And so now the Viper's northern quadrant is completely secured. And here he comes. Hera's got 25 camels. Our Gurjara has 16. He's getting Kshatriyas. All of his military is going to cost 25% less food, which gives them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the cheapest hussars in the game. I heard you guys in Canada get almost half a year off. Frozen Wasteland. Had you had the second part of that sentence might be right, but no, we don't get any time off unless it snows. Like when I was a kid, we would get school off if the snow was like a meter high or like 2 or 3 feet high, but I haven't had a single day off in a long time because of the snow. Heavy camel rider for him. Chakram throwers. Oh, you're not supposed to be taking on light cav. You're supposed to be gunning down infantry. And Hera starting with the sneaky up to the north of the map. He's getting a very central castle. Tiptoeing. Is he good? Oh, look at this. Hera doesn't want to go into the water. He thinks the water is cursed. The floor is lava in the middle here for our Berber. It's Atlantic time. That's why I thought it was a bit more. SS71, yeah, I'm a lawyer. Congratulations on the audience numbers. Thank you, Gray Shrimp. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised. 112 people watching is a lot more than usual. And there's Frontier Guards. These camels. Oh my goodness, these camels are about to be roided to the hilt. Let me show you in 30 seconds. Look at, first of all, the attack bonus of the Gurjara camel. Oh no, he's not heavy yet. Okay, let's wait 20 seconds and we'll see. General Council. Hera's attacking on the left. Hera's penetrated the center of the Viper's base, but let's look at the Gurjara camel right now. He's heavy. Every other camel comes with an 18 attack bonus. This guy comes, or rather, against cavalry. This guy 25, so 40% more bonus. And look at his melee armor. Look at that melee armor, 7. Thank you, Frontier Guards. Hera sees it, immediately runs away. This is not a fight he can take. That armor basically negates the entire attack of his camels. What a beautiful sight to behold. Blue camel, yellow camel. Oh, David, ouch. As counsel to the Viper, keep making camels. Keep making camels. Are these regenerating? No, why are they not regenerating? Why did our Berber not get the upgrade? He's just going full on quantity as Hera. Has Hera gone a little bit too far on the eco in this game? Look at his villager count, 157. That is a lot of villagers. Whose camels are winning one-on-one? The Gurjara camel kicks ass. Absolutely kicks ass. Some militia. Is somebody training militia? There's a demo raft. Viper's playing mind games right now. Oh, there we go. I apologize. We missed the camel battle here. And now Hera's camels are killing villagers. But forget that. Forget that. Hera takes the high ground. That's one way to neutralize some of the potency of these Gurjara camels. But watch Hera's army absolutely melt here. Ouch. Ouchie. One comes with a plus 13 attack bonus against other camels. One comes with a plus 9. So 4 extra damage bonus and 7 armor to 3. So 4 less damage. That's an 8 HP swing. Yeah, maybe I'll, Doc, that's, I don't know if you meant to make it sound like Mortal Kombat, but maybe I should introduce a button that I can press and go, fight. Yeah, I mean, look, in a camel versus camel war, as good as Berber camels are, as much as Chris loves them, number one, these are not regenerating. So I think he, Hot, I think he did forget the upgrade. I think he forgot Maghrebi camels. And number two, the Gurjara with the Frontier Guard is just insane, and their camels are cheaper in terms of food, even though the Berber camel is cheaper in terms of gold, right? Because anything that comes out of their stable is now cheaper. So look at this. Look at the camels just staring at each other across this little tiny lake. Hera sends in light cavalry, but a few camels. I don't think you need 4 camels to kill 2 light cav. Viper, get your villagers a-working. Halbs versus camels would do well, too. Oh, Catherine, the finish him one is... that's a good one, too. Flawless victory could be a one that I introduce. I wonder if there's any copyright issues for using Mortal Kombat. Probably not. It is what's it, fair use or whatever the hell it's called. By the way, this scout is lightning fast, is going to outrun these camels. But this is exactly what I wanted to happen in this game. This is when they were going up to Imperial. I was wondering, are we gonna get to see a big old battle? And what the hell are you doing, Camel Archer? I ask again, why the hell are Hera's camels not regenerating HP? Even though he has taken the center with about 16 or 17 villagers, Viper's not giving up on the high ground. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's gotta be public domain after so many years. And here we go. Hera's taking a decent fight on the left side. The Gurjara's crushing him on the right. What an absolute epic battle. It looks like the Viper is actually losing this one. Hera must have the numbers. Remember that the Gurjaras, even though they do come with all those cool features, they are missing Blast Furnace. Oh my goodness, how the hell did Hera win that battle? Okay, we're gonna have to go back at the 42-minute mark of the game and see exactly how the Viper lost that, because that was not a fight I expected to go that one-sided, and all of a sudden, Hera 35 camels, the Viper 17. Ugh. Yikes. 28 kills on these camels. Okay. Populations are decent in terms of villager counts, 146 to 134. We are in no risk of resources running out anytime soon. Although the Viper is running low on gold. Hera's got 36 villagers on gold. Big surprise, he's taken the center area. Oh, now the Viper is going to get attacked here. How quickly will he respond? Immediately. But doesn't save this one villager. We're going to really have to go back and go and see exactly how Hera does it. There's McGrabby camels. He finally realizes he doesn't have it. And he's getting Hussars, and Hera plus Hussars equals big freaking problems for whoever he's fighting against. Now, Hussars against camels. Watch the Hussars absolutely. I mean, look at this. Ugh, they melt. Hera's going after the relics. The Viper loses control of his relics. Monastery down. I'm not even going to leave it up to let you train a monk, he says. And now he's going after the infrastructure. Slowly but surely these camels will get them. And here comes the spearman line. The Gurjara are like the Turks. They don't get pikemen. You are not supposed to go spearman line units with that civilization, say the developers. And look at Hera. He's so confident he can push into here. He is building a monastery and a castle. The Viper, who had firm control of this game of, 10 minutes ago? All of a sudden, yikes. Here we go, another battle, but now there's pikemen as well. What's the pikeman bonus against camels? Plus 18. What an absolute bloody mess of a game. And we've got ourselves a series, ladies and gentlemen, 2-2. We have to go back to that battle, I'm sorry. And then we'll fast forward again. Okay, maybe a little bit before this. Okay, we need to see what the hell happened here, because I did not expect the Viper to melt Hera's got reinforcements. Does the Viper? Okay, let's count the reinforcements, because why the hell not? Okay. The Viper has 2 fewer camels. But, okay, so the picture is starting to... The picture is starting to get a little clearer here. Look at the HP on the armies. The Viper's camels are down 1,000 HP. Army size basically identical. What the hell's 2 units between friends? But the 1,000 HP difference. Let's see how the battle unfolds. Let's see who takes the high ground here. Hera retreats. By the way, if you're wondering why Hera retreated to this area, it's so that the Viper would get off the high ground here. So, absolute brilliant tactician is Hera, pulling his army here so that the Viper can't stay on this high ground. The last thing you want to do is fight a Gurjara camel on the high ground. High ground advantage is gone. Hera pulls 8 of the Viper, 20% of the Viper's army is chasing a camel archer. And now Hera's free to engage. All of a sudden, the numbers are much, much better for Hera, 43 to 30. And now he's ahead 1,600 HP. So just brilliant moves out of Hera, honestly. Just freaking brilliant. What do you have? What do you say except for that? Pulling the Viper off the high ground, distracting him with a camel archer, and then engaging it with an army that has 1,000 HP more. Now, Hera had no way of knowing that the Viper's army had 1,000 HP less. We do. But wow, what an absolute bloodbath. And let's take a look. Somebody said the eco kills 70 villagers to 8, 200 kill count, although about 10% different only. Wow. If Revenge of the Sith has taught me anything, it's to take the high ground. Exactly. And don't ever trust the Jedi Council. Wow, what a fun game. Yeah, tug of war back and forth. Look at the camel count. Again, one-on-one without Magrebi camels, which Hera didn't have for the majority of the game. The Gurjara slaughters this. +4 attack bonus, -4 damage. They slaughter this. And oh, that's adorable. The Viper adding a few spearmen. I guess what the hell can he do? Did that demo ever go off? No, the demo is still here. But that one engagement, and look at the APM, 3330. 45, so not at the same time, but very similar. What do we think the economies look like? Ouch. 15,000, 25% bigger economy for our Gurjara. Battle of the Golden Lake. Any conversions to make note of? Any raisings? No, for both. Oh my goodness. Well, game number 4. Game number 4 showed us about an epic a battle as we've seen. And honestly, the Viper unfortunately lost 2 of his big selling points here. Again, got off the high ground, which he probably shouldn't have, and then chasing that camel archer with 20% of his army. And exactly like you guys are saying, half his army had like 5 HP on it and just died immediately. So Hera just brilliantly picking the Viper apart in every respect. Micro, macro, what a brilliant game out of both players. Oh my goodness. This is a best of 9, by the way, remember. So we still have at a bare minimum 3 more games. And if they're gonna be like this, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And let me load up the next game. APM is actions per minute. It shows you how fast the players are clicking and dragging units and directing them every which way to attack, to gather resources, etc. All right. Okay, speaking of building big old armies and attacking into one another, we're back on Arena. Weebra, exactly. Both players at their absolute finest, although in that one engagement, Hera proving himself to be the better tactician. Let's take a look. The Viper this time as the Bohemians, a civilization we've seen a lot of on Arena against the Burgundians. Okay, so we've got early hand cannoneers against early cavaliers. We've got free mining camp upgrades against whatever acid trip the developers were on when they designed the frickin' Burgundians. You get everything an age earlier. It costs less food. Your farmers can discover the joy of Adam Smith capitalism and are now also generating gold while they till their fields. On the other hand, we've got Hafnitzas that don't give a shit about your fields generating gold. They will just blow your head right off. So let's see how the players play this. It is a very nice arena spawn. I like that the forest is in the middle. Let's see if anyone's resources are lameable. No, the Viper's resources all to the back. Hera. Ooh, stone and gold to the front. But I don't think the Viper can see that, right? First of all, he hasn't explored. But even if he puts a scout right here, I don't think he can see us that far, can penetrate that far into the base. David Hill, StarCraft is a different one. StarCraft is a little different because the armies are smaller but more powerful. So you have to have a lot more APM in StarCraft when you're fighting battles. In Age of Empires, you can like literally click and drag 20 camels and move them. Whereas in StarCraft, I mean, what's the name of that unit for the Protoss that fires that ball that explodes and then can kill like 30 Zerglings at once? Yeah, the Hafnitsa is just the howitzer. Literally, that's where the word howitzer comes from. You just play the game slow. Okay. What the hell is the name of that unit? That the disruptor. Yes, the disruptor. The disruptor balls. Always a danger. There's nothing like that in Age of Empires except perhaps the Hafnitsa or the siege onager. And so if you had an army of like 6 siege onagers versus 6 siege onagers, you'd micro that a lot more than you would 30 camels versus 30 camels, for example. That is my theory as to why StarCraft has a higher APM on average. The flaming camel. No, we're not seeing Tatars as of yet. So what do we think? Are the players, is one of these guys going to push into the other? Or are we just going to see a bit of a slower game until we hit Castle Imperial Age? They fight the relics, over the relics, and then they fight in the Imperial Age. Because remember, the Burgundians, as shitty as their paladin is, they're usually the first to paladin with their stable techs being 50% cheaper. And honestly, their gunpowder units are not terrible. They deal 25% more damage, so their hand cannoneers are more powerful than the Bohemians, even though they have to wait as everyone else does till Imperial. And the bombard cannon is still with an extra 25% attack. Not a bad competitor to the Hafnitsa. You have to be careful with your units during the campaigns, because the campaigns have like set specific goals. You cannot lose this. You have to bring the Emperor back in a barrel. The Viper has seen 3 relics. Hera has seen just 2. So the players are not that interested in being out on the map. Neither one of them, by the way. Both of them are just kind of hiding in their settlements. That's funny, Catherine. They will fight for relics to the death, says Fang. Okay, let's see it. They're both heading to Feudal Age. Viper has 1 extra villager, which means he is 25 seconds behind his opponent exactly. I don't think either player should have loom at this point. No. In the early game, for some of us newbies, can you start by introducing the unique technologies of the civilizations? Okay, I can do that. The Burgundians have 2 unique techs. Their farmers can generate gold, and they can convert every single villager into a Flemish militiaman who goes out on the map and kills every single cavalry unit he sees and turns your entire population into an army. Sharp electrical, exactly. I mean, the Burgundians are just, again, like somebody smoked something in the developer's office and they created the Burgundians. I have no way of explaining it. Edelweiss, hello. Nice to see you. The Bohemian unique techs. Oh, sorry guys, one sec. Sorry, one second. There's a cable that's like stuck in between my legs. I don't want to tip my microphone over. The Bohemian unique techs. They have 2 techs, also incredibly powerful. The first one, their gunpowder units can move 15% faster. And in the second one of the most odd upgrades in the game, they can turn all of their monks into trash units. You know how a monk costs 100 gold? You know how all the monk technologies cost gold? Not for the Bohemians. They can cost food. The monks cost food, the techs cost food. And yeah, Doc, the Bohemians with their 25% stronger spearmen. So instead of a 15, it is now a 19 attack bonus against cavalry for this spearman. You set the waypoint Tenchi to your enemy's base and just spam. How very goth of you. The Bohemians do get a bonus with their halberdier, their pikemen, and their spearmen. The entire line does 25% extra bonus damage. So not just cavalry, but also camels and ships and war elephants and all of that good. We are in Castle Age for the Viper. 11 seconds behind is his opponent, who is going to hit Castle Age housed. Oh, no. Oh, Hera, no. That is sour. So Hera's starting to accumulate a little bit of idle time on his TC. Not too bad. Second town center for the Viper. Oh, the Burgundians are a super fun civilization. I've said this before. Playing against the Burgundians is like watching Batman the Dark Knight. You know how throughout that entire movie, there was just a very low, eerie sound that the director put in on purpose to make you feel uncomfortable? And then it kind of peaks during the boat scene at the end where they're trying to decide who will blow up the other boat. And there's just like this little whine, this electrical whiny sound throughout the entire movie that just makes you feel uneasy. That's what it's like when you play against the Bohemians. Are you going to get to see is your Castle Age army going to have to face Cavaliers? Are you going to face a revolution where all of a sudden 200 army supply just attacks your base? It's so nerve-wracking. I don't know how the players do it. How old is my baby? He is a year and a month. Last time you were this early, camels were still shit. Edelweiss, you missed an absolutely epic camel battle in game number 4. Fully upgraded Gurjara camels, and I mean fully upgraded, against Berber camels, but the Berber camels didn't have Maghrebi camels, which was weird. Burgundians are time travelers, yeah. That's funny. I'm not a big fan of Age of Empires 4, to be honest. I know that'll like sour me in the developer Microsoft world, but I'm just a big old Age of Empires 2 guy. Edelweiss likes the Swiss pike. How do you counter the Bohemians? You attack them as early as possible. And you absolutely do not let them get to their death ball of Haufnitze, Monk, and Halberdier. Once they get to that point, your main goal should be to avoid... It's like fighting against the Khmer. Your main goal is to just avoid a fight. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, 16 minutes in, Hera gets 3 kills. What's the monk population like? We've got 1 yellow monk, 3 blue monks. And now Hera's going to keep the pressure on this side of the map so that the Viper stays there while he gathers his relics. Drinks all of the milkshakes on the map. Age of Empires 4 is, I think, an attempt by the developers to draw in like a Warcraft style crowd. The Viper gets his first kill, guns down a monk, rather rides him down. There's a lot like it looks a lot like Warcraft, the newer Warcrafts to me. Which I don't mind. Like, it's a pretty game. I just like the graphics and the game mechanics of Age of Empires 2 a lot more. Plus, again, like Catherine says, it's a big nostalgia factor for me. I was a big nerd in high school. By the way, converting a light cavalry is no easy feat. I was a big nerd in high school, and being a nerd in the 1990s was a lot different than being a nerd today, when it is super cool to be a nerd. It was not an easy nerd experience for yours truly. And so having a game in the community at home after I came home from school was a big deal to me. As is the Viper, by the way, taking Hera taking 3 relics all of a sudden. The Viper looks like he's going to get one. And then there's another one. Now they're going to fight. Let's see how hard they fight tooth and nail. You like the Britain Trebs with Warwolf? 100% accuracy against stationary units. Blast damage. It is a pretty bonkers upgrade. Yeah, AoE 2 was exactly like the Age of Empires 1 was fun, but Age of Empires 2 is really when the franchise kind of started taking off, because there were a lot of nerds in the 90s, and we didn't have social media. We couldn't connect with one another as easily as going on Instagram and like seeing people's what they had for dinner that night, you know? So we bonded on the zone, made enemies on the zone. Who's kidding who? Ooh, Hera. Hera's circling. He knows, he expects. Let's take a look at his line of sight. There we go. He knows there's a monk coming, and there's very little you can do. If Hera wants to kill your monk, he kills your monk, but there's another one, and Hera gets him as well. Wow. And he escapes with all of his scouts' HP, basically what it was before, except for this one poor bastard. Go home. You've got 3 HP. Go home. You're drunk, Light Cav. And Hera's back, expecting perhaps another yellow monk. Does not see it. Barbecue chicken today for Doc? Nice. I had Popeyes today. Some of those chicken tenders with the sweet heat sauce. God damn. That is a good lunch. Oh my god, I remember Caesar, the Caesar game. That was more, am I remembering correctly? That was more of like a tycoon style game where it was like a more of a map builder. Now it's the Viper's turn to go after the monks, but he does not get them. Oh, that's so sour. He was so close to getting that one monk. One more sword attack and he would have got it, but he got a little delayed attacking some of Hera's scouts. So mission very much not accomplished there for the Viper. Does not deny the monk, and now Hera's going to go into Imperial with 4 relics to 1. Ouch. And our Bohemian. Oh, I think he suspects perhaps a cavalry play out of Hera. And so he's starting to get some of those barracks up. Oh my goodness, my chat froze again. Yeah, Edelweiss, exactly, for history nerds like me. I mean, I was up at like 11 p.m. reading book about the, about the Battle of Austerlitz and the Battle of Cannae, while everyone else in high school was out drinking and partying and doing other fun things that teenagers do. So for me, having a game like Age of Empires was absolutely epic. It was like a eye-opening experience. And the fact that the developers continue to develop it with this definitive edition, even though definitive obviously was a very optimistic choice of words for them, seeing as how units teleport and from one location to another and try to they moonwalk across the map sometimes. Sister castles are going up in the center. David, you had pizza pockets. What kind? Oh my goodness, Catherine, please no, not Burger King. I love Burger King. I got so upset when my wife was pregnant. We went to Burger King and it was the first time in like 3 years. And I got so angry because it used to be 2 chicken sandwiches for $5. And then it changed to 2 chicken sandwiches for $6. And then when we went, it was 2 chicken sandwiches for $8. And I was like, what the? Stop gouging me, Burger King. Thomas Slav, if it's deep fried, I love it. Beef and cheese taco is pretty decent. Okay. What's my favorite Canadian food? What exactly is a Canadian food? The closest thing I've ever had to like an actual Canadian dish is at a carnival, a beaver tail or some kind of deep fried croissant. and they were pretty gross. But if you count fast food, the answer is everything. $2 for a chicken sandwich? Oh my god. You guys are living in like paradise. A donair. Oh, poutine. True. I forgot about our friends in Quebec. Poutine is absolutely amazing. But it's very hard to get good poutine here in Toronto. You really have to go to Montreal or Quebec. Not or Quebec. Montreal is in Quebec. Uh-oh, all of you guys that were saying Hera's gonna take this, he just lost his castle in the center of the map, and there's very little that he's gonna be able to do, even with hussars against that halberdier. Remember, a normal halberdier does 32 extra damage to a cavalry unit. Take a look at the Bohemian halberdier. 40 extra damage to a unit that has 75 HP. I don't think these skirmishers are even going to be enough to shoo away these halberdiers. And the Viper is getting out the mobile wall, the Hussite wagon. Oh, we have a lot of shawarma places in Toronto. Donair, shawarma, gyro, they're all kind of the same thing. It's some kind of meat on a giant vertical spit that's carved into some kind of bread product, a pita, a sandwich. But it's the cheese curds that we don't really have in Toronto. Oh, Hera does manage to snipe a bomber cannon, which, by the way, is no easy feat, but Hera's given up map control in the center. To the right, he's expanding. I love, by the way, this version of arena for the Warlords with a little bit of high ground and hills and elevation. I think I said this yesterday. I always feel bad for the Tatars on this map with one of their most powerful bonuses. Don't ever say that in the Middle East. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. That's definitely a good advice. But here it's all kind of the same. It's just some kind of meat product. It's similar in like the what am I? Oh my god, that was a fantastic bombard cannon snipe. He killed 3 of the Viper's bombard cannons. Viper's got none. And remember, as awesome and powerful as a Haufnitsa is, it takes more to get a Haufnitsa upgrade than it does to go up to Imperial. That was an incredible snipe there by the Burgundian, who is now roiding up his cavalry army, chain-barding armor, conscription. They're going to come out tankier, quicker. Why is the Viper not engaging into this? He could absolutely wreck these skirmishers. What's their attack bonus against spearmen? It's not that great. It's only 4 against 60 HP. That's not that great. Or at least it's not that big of a deterrent. How many barracks does the Viper have? Ugh, only 5. I don't like it when players don't build things on arena. By the way, he can charge into these skirmishers with the Hussite wagon. If you're not familiar with how the Hussite wagon works, why it's such a cool unit, if an archer unit attacks your units behind the Hussite wagon, it tanks the damage. It takes half of the damage. So if he put a Hussite wagon in between the skirmishers and the halberdiers, half of the skirmishers' attack would be going to the Hussite wagon, and the halberdiers would be surviving a lot longer than they are now. But oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3 shall be the number of thy counting, as another castle gets placed in that position. But Hera's here with 5 bombard cannons. Exactly, you call it a kebab, a donair, a shawarma, a gyro. But note taken about not to say that in the in Poland. You say dziękuję, do widzenia. I know do widzenia means goodbye or you're welcome. Oh my goodness, I've heard the expression before. Oh yeah, the BBCs can definitely snipe his wagons because they come with a massive attack bonus against siege, plus 25. And then if that's not enough, take a look, plus 50 against Hussite wagons. Hussite wagons are one of the only 2 units in the game that have unique armor called Heavy Siege. Them and the Khmer ballista elephants. Well, Edelweiss, everything's more expensive in Switzerland. I remember my trip to Zurich. I had to eat like a baguette and a little tiny thing of cheese. I couldn't even afford to get fast food. I was a student, though. Thank you and goodbye. Okay, there we go. Hot. Okay, good to know. You think Viper's gonna lose this? It certainly is not looking good for him in terms of army count. 64 to 25. He's ahead in villagers, but oh no! Hera pounces exactly when the Viper's halberdiers are on the other side of the battlefield. And yeah, now it's definitely going to be a GG, right? Now it's definitely got to be a GG. Look at the Viper's resources. He's got 31 food. You can't even make a chicken sandwich with that. Oh my goodness. And yet again, the Viper looks like he's in a decent spot. And then he makes... I don't even want to call it a mistake. Charging in with the halberdiers was not a mistake, but Hera pounces on it with the hussars. And this is why army number count, total population is important. Hera sees this army engaged here. How far into the battle does he see? I mean, he's got a trebuchet, so he must see a lot. And there we go. Look at this. The Viper sees this, doesn't pull back his halbs. And Hera immediately takes advantage of it while your halberdiers are down here. Hey, guess what? My kind of but not really upgraded hussars are going to come this way. They don't have blast furnace. They may not have bloodlines, but they're still going to be enough to kill your bombard cannons. Wow. Wow. GG Hera. Uh-oh. Armand, he could have stayed. He could have ended it. I don't know why you just stay there. I don't know why the Viper... This is a pet peeve of mine, and I've said this in a few recent games on Arena. When players don't build the infrastructure, why does the Viper have 5 barracks only? I can guarantee you Hera has more than 5 stables. Okay, he's got 6. But he's also got 4 archery ranges. 2 archery ranges, 2 siege workshops, 5 barracks, and 1 stable for all the good that that's going to do. He should have 9 barracks at the very least. But the most important part here is this, the absolute routing of the bombard cannons. And Hera, again, just like last game, takes a better fight and just translates that better fight into a GG. Halberdier to skirmisher, bombard cannon to bomb. Actually, they both had 9 bombard cannons. And like I said, it's nice to list the features of the civilizations to say, oh, the Bohemians have Haufnitze. That's all well and good. But again, 1,100 food and 800 gold, I believe, is the cost of that upgrade. More than going up to Imperial. And so for the Viper to have gone there, the snipe there was absolutely epic by Hera too, by the way, those 3 bombard cannons. PKPM finally we're at above 200 again. 1 in the middle of the game, 1 towards the end of the game. Economies can't be too dissimilar, right? Yeah, here we go. Even if you subtract the relic gold, not really the end of the world difference. Gold going to our Burgundian, everything else going to our Bohemian. I'm surprised gold going to our Burgundian. Hera had, because he had this mine, he had this mine here on the right for the longest time. Okay. I was going to say, I'm surprised because he didn't have map presence, but no, he had that mine here. By the way, did the Viper even see this? No, the Viper hasn't even seen this. Come on. You can't, you have to scout against Hera. You have to know what he's doing. Just like Hera scouts against everyone. I mean, there's no part of this map that Hera hasn't seen now. Now that they're in the Gamer Legion together, they definitely will be training together. 4 relics to 1 was also, yeah, at the end of the day, 1,600 more gold. All right, let's move on to game number 3. Come on, Viper. We're cheering for you just because we want to see 9 games. Ooh. Bear with me. said ooh because we're back on Arabia. All right. Kevin Arasu, thank you so much. I'm glad you could catch us live. Doc the Contrarian cheering for Hera because everyone's cheering for the Viper. I think we're cheering for the Viper. I mean, obviously there's Viper fans in the chat. There's Viper fans everywhere. But I think we're cheering for him at this point just because we want to see all 9 games. And we've got, oh my goodness, Latin America is erupting in war today as we've got the Aztecs taking on the Mayans. You wanted to know the oh my goodness, the unique technologies of the Civ. So the Aztecs, they have an upgrade called Garland Wars where it adds +4 attack to all of their infantry units, and then an upgrade called Autolot that adds +1 range and attack to their skirmishers, which actually makes their skirmishers pretty damn badass. On the other hand, you've got the Mayans with El Dorado that adds 40 HP to their Eagle Warriors, and then also Huelche Javeliners, which adds a second very, very weak projectile to their skirmishers. So for some reason, the developers felt the need to give all 3 Meso Civs unique technologies that affected their skirmishers. One has extra range and attack, similar to how the Magyars can do that to their Cav Archers. One has a second projectile, similar to how the Khmer can do that for their battle elephants or ballista elephants. And then the Incas have no minimum range and extra armor for their skirmishers. Yeah, Hafnitsa is a ridiculously expensive. I love pointing it out that the Bohemians have the Hafnitsa, but again, it's one of those techs that's you need to really be safe in your economy to get because it is so ridiculous. There's been over 100 viewers. Oh, yeah, nice. I see 98, but 98, 100 doesn't really matter. I appreciate that there's even one person watching this. Honestly, this channel was like a big question mark for me right when I was starting it. The #1 ranked ladder player right now, based on Elo, I believe, is Citeau, the gentleman from France. But that might just be because Hera has not been playing ranked ladder for a while, and so his Elo, I think he's in #2 right now, Hera. But usually it's Hera or MBL if they're both active. Hera is an absolute grinder. When he wants to, he'll play 14 hours on Twitch non-stop with that bottle of water that he has that always seems to have water in it. And he'll just play 14 freaking hours. So it's usually him or MBL who are #1 on the ranked ladder. Bring back Obsidian Arrow. That is a blast from the past. Lord Doubt. Doubt is a fantastic player. He got absolutely wrecked by the Viper in this tournament, but he is just a fantastic player. Uh-oh. Eagle tries to get in between the villager and the town center. The Viper is not having any of it anymore. But, ooh, he takes a lot of damage. Look how close he was to getting the villager. One more poke. Even with Loom, right? She has 1 melee armor to the 4 attack, which is 3 damage, which is the HP that she has. Wow, the Viper was so close to killing that villager. 2 militias. We haven't seen a good old-fashioned Dark Age rush or a drush in a long time here. By the way, the second the Viper changes direction, his Eagle is going to take a bit of a damage. There we go. Take a bit of damage. Looks like those militias ran into a tiger on the way over here and killed that tiger. But Hera already has Loom. He's on Arabia. This is not Arena. You are open and exposed. I started this channel about 1.5 years ago. Oh, thank you, David. I'm glad it's a chill spot. You would say chill. There's a couple of jerks out there who would join and say nonsense. Somebody made a very mean comment the other day that one of the only 2 or 3 comments I've ever deleted on my videos, that he said something about how my wife has the patience of an angel because I talk so much nonsense. And my wife just like literally almost pissed herself laughing at that comment. But that was a mean thing to say, so I just got rid of it. My wife does not play Age of Empires with me. No, Hera's wife plays with him, I think. Oh, Doc, there's no doubt in your mind. Now you've got the that song from Shrek, the I'm a Believer song going in my head. Yeah, Doubt always has interesting games because he has an interesting feel for the game, and he likes to just take risk. I don't think Doubt really cares if he wins or loses, which is not a good mentality to have in tournaments, but it is an absolute fantastic mentality for viewers because he'll just do a bunch of random shit. First kill of the game, villager trying to put up a house. Name and shame. No, I would never do that. And exactly, David, people have been assholes on the internet since the internet. Probably since Alexander Graham Bell made his first phone call to whoever had the second telephone. People have been assholes to one another. Sharp Electric, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Cool. Is that an avocado? I appreciate that. Thank you. MBL is a lot of fun to watch, especially now that he's been practicing not getting housed. In fact, I'm not going to spoil it, but tomorrow's game is a very exciting MBL versus ACCM game. And if you guys know ACCM, he is not a lightweight. And so it is a fun game. Yeah, Lemmy, exactly. Doubt will do like Doubt random shit just to like have fun and experiment, which again, in a tournament setting is terrible. But in every other setting for us is fantastic. Yeah, Catherine, exactly that Family Guy skit. Thank you, Sharp Electric. I appreciate it. Yeah, the avocado is like swaying back and forth. You had a little bit too much avocado juice. I think Doubt Castle is an actual defined term on the internet. It's gotten so popular, not just like in Age of Empires websites. I think like in the dictionary, there's some like dictionary site out there that actually has it as a definition. By the way, Hera wants to end this game right now. He's in feudal. His archers are 10% cheaper, and so he wants to freaking end it. But the Viper building a counter army, walling himself in. He wants to go a little bit later, maybe get Outlawed, so you can absolutely... By the way, elite skirmishers with Outlawed are just ridiculous. I think they have 9 range. Oh man, Rubenstock. Didn't Rubenstock play that one game that was like 7 days long? Urban Dictionary, probably. They are, exactly, Lemmy. They're an actual achievement in the game. That's how you know you've made it in life. Yeah, it was a 96-hour game. And it was Rubenstock, right? Banter, good question. What civ would everyone want to be? You mean in the game or like in real life? Oh yeah, Catherine, it's like a well-known thing in the game. Had, thanks very much for joining, and good luck on your exams. Let us know if you catch us live again how they went. Oh, in this game? I mean, I always like to say Saracens. Kill count. Oh my goodness. Hera wants to end at 6 villager kills to 0. 16 kills to 9. And he's still circling. Going after the house. Yeah, exactly. The internet dropped for one of the players, and that's how it actually ended. Back home, yeah, Hera's just about done walling himself off. An interesting little wall off it is indeed. What does he have in his base, by the way? Because it's Arabia, let's take a look. He's got his primary gold safe to the back. Additional gold and stone outside of the settlement. His stone not in the safest position, but mineable. And then extra gold outside. The Viper forward berries, my favorite lemon bushes, are still being mined. And of course, the Hera. I mean, if Hera wins this map and the tournament, based on this H-shaped pile of gold, it would just be epic. Not for the Viper, but for Hera. Thukang, nice to see you. And now he has broken in, busted his way in. Although busted is a little bit of a misnomer. The Viper really not making any effort to wall off the rear of his base. Up to the north he has. Down south he is not. Oh, very late villager pull. The Viper is taking big risks here. And again, I've said this before. Every time we watch a Viper series, look at his army count. 8 or 7 to 15. Hera's gonna punish you. You can't have such a small army count. And the villagers are joining in. This is about a perfect time as they can, because Hera is going to be hitting Castle Age very soon, as will the Viper. And we've got a flock, a convocation of eagles attacking one another. But you can't have 7 army count to the double of Hera's. But now look at all of a sudden, he got the kills. 10 army count to 11. The Viper's down 9 villagers, 8 villagers. Hera's on the high ground. His eagle scouts will be eagle warriors. Yeah, definitely towering would be an interesting, a good choice here right now. Although he's also going eagles. So maybe no need to tower at the moment. The Viper, by the way, has no stone to tower. He sold it to get up to Castle Age. Hera still has his 200. And are we finally going to find the answer to one of life's biggest riddles? Is it Garland Wars? Or is it El Dorado that is the better upgrade? Let's see 100 HP Eagles take on +4 attack Eagles. That would be absolutely epic to watch. You think skirmishers a mistake? Luckily, there are no skirmishers left. They all died. Yeah, isn't it funny that they gave the monks a unique look, but nothing else? Ooh, the players are building up. They both are getting squires. I think Hera already has squires. Yeah. The Viper is still a few seconds away. 12 eagles to 12 eagles. +1, +2 for Hera. 0 +1 for the Viper. So his eagles are slower. They are weaker. Okay, a few of them are trapped in here. Nowhere really to go, but they outnumber the Vipers. I'm going to try to keep... Okay, never mind. I was just going to say, try to keep both of these battles. Actually, they weren't walled in at all. And here we go. We've got a battle of the eagles here. What? Another questionable GG. I mean, again, the Viper's army engaging with 100 HP less than his opponent. So this is a loss here. I guess when you're down 9 villagers. Uh-oh. It's 2 to 4. Yeah, is the Viper sick today? Tanking is better than most. El Dorado always a must. Wow. I mean, another questionable GG. When your opponent is fighting you on the other side of the map, clean this up and wall up. But the Viper making no attempt to wall up. And I guess, okay, never mind. Hera's just everywhere. Hera's to the rear of the base. Hera's in the center of the base. Hera's in the middle of the map. And the Viper's down 14 villagers. He must look at the score. 29 eagles. So again, more and better for the Viper. But Hera has the better upgrades. +1, +2 to just the 1 armor of the Viper. Peak APM, 14 minutes in, 16 minutes in. Again, above 200 for both players. About 2,000 resource difference. So about 20% bigger economy. Yeah, Sharpie really should have walled. By the way, beyond that initial scouting, has the Viper seen any of Hera's base? Absolutely not. That just shows you how much pressure Hera has been putting on the Viper, who strangely creates a double wall off here to the front, but absolutely nothing to the flank. And this was open. And this is open. Yeah, another WTF moment here in Warlords 5. All right, let's go on to game number 5. This one was a bit of a shorter one. Yeah, Hera was just all over the place. The Viper definitely would have lost the eco game. He was down serious. He lost 9 villagers. And so the picture becomes very clear once you look at the numbers. All right. Speaking of gambling, we're back on Haboob. That always looks like Snake Eyes to me. Where Hera is playing... Oh, Be Still My Heart. Hera is playing as the Saracens against the Chinese of the Viper. 2 very powerful civilizations. Yeah, needless to say, that's a very good point. When you're going the exact same strat as your opponent, but you're behind in every respect, you're not going to be able to keep up. Juan, you think it was a Civ win? Why do you think it was a Civ win? Because the Aztec villagers carry a bit more resources? The Mayan resources do last 15% longer. Why did you think it was a Civ win? Here was the Viper was defensive, but not defensive enough. Unfortunately, we saw he didn't wall off. Yeah, Edelweiss, exactly. Tenchi, it is exactly that. But I mean, I don't know. Things always remind me of food or gambling, so I gotta make one of those. Yeah, shout out yet again to the lemon bushes with the pretty blue butterflies. Such a pretty game. Viper getting wood, by the way, in a very aggressive location, not to the rear. First, not to the rear here, and not to the rear of these pips on the die. Hera's going for a bit of a more safe location for getting his lumber. And as always, we seem to have the temple of, what was it, Dendur? And a relic here. By the way, if you're watching this, if you like what you see, please do hit that like button. Help me out with the that infamous YouTube algorithm that controls all life on Earth. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing for more fun. Warlords might be over this game or the next 3 games, but there are more tournaments, ranked ladder games. Yeah, the temple on Haboob is always nice, Connor. By the way, hello. It's always in various states of dilapidation, right? It's either like this one is like fully, they just finished building it. Then there's one that's like half crumbled. And then there's one that's just a complete ruin. A belly full of Chinese food, sleeping baby, and a cracked brew. Do it live. Thank you so much. The best caster. I don't know about the best caster, but I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate that compliment. And if I'm not mistaken, although I might be mistaken because these live streams have been very late at night, but you are drinking a Belgian drink? Belgian beer of some kind? A pale ale, maybe? Mayans have a better response for everything Aztecs have? Okay, fair point. There are a bunch of random carpets near the pyramid. Isn't it funny how the developers made the carpets near the town center? Now, if you have carpets, there's 5 of them. But around every other structure, they left it at the 4. Or maybe I'm just the one who only finds that funny. Because I might be losing my mind. Who knows? Are there any more temples out on the map, by the way? No, just that one. Okay. Hera, by the way, walling himself off. He is 1 more win. The Viper needs to win the next 3 games in a row, which for any other player would seem insurmountable, the odds. But for the Viper, who had 2 4-game winning streaks and then another 2-game winning streak last night, who the hell knows? But he's got to bring his A game, and he's got to bring it hard. And here we go. High octane in the middle of the map. A couple of spears poking at each other. And now the Viper is getting some scouting. So, unlike last game, he's actually scouting Hera's base. And the first kill going to Hera this time, as that spearman who chased in a little bit too far. And now Hera's attacking the forward position. Even the Viper tried to wall this area off. Might want to bring a villager to finish that house. But Hera's army is pretty scary here. 2 archers, a skirmish, a spearman, and a scout, I was about to say, right up until that scout died. Looks like that spearman got full of holes. Or what's the expression? Pumped full of holes, pumped full of whatever. That town center just gunned him down, and then the scout finished the job. This could very well be the last game. Is Tower Rush relevant? We've seen the Tower Rush on this map. We actually seen on this specific map, but it was a very poorly executed Tower Rush by Doubt against the Viper, and it was very late in the game. What do I think separates Hera from the pack at this point? Sheer mechanics. Sheer absolute mechanics. His APM is insane. His micro is insane. His macro is insane. And that allows him to know exactly what's going on at home. It allows him to know exactly what his opponent is doing. And he knows this game on a level that I don't think anyone, no caster, no player knows. In terms of a very simple, he seems to operate on an equation. Oh, I see an archery range. You are playing the Chinese. It means you're doing this. I'm going to counter it with this. Oh, I see a barracks. You are the Saracens. I see an archery range, for example, whatever. I mean, everyone has a barracks. So his mind is like an equation, I feel like. And just his equation is faster. His computer processes things faster than everyone else. And that's what I think really sets him apart. That being said, this game is not just pure mechanics. There is a feel to it. There is a element of predictability. Absolutely nobody in this game has anything even approaching a 100% win rate. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Even Hera on the ranked ladder, I think, is like at a 70% win rate. Which means he loses a third of the games that he plays. Whether by choice, whether by disconnect, whether by whatever, doesn't matter. Exactly. Pump full of lead. That's the expression I was looking for. His decision making is yeah. And he practices. He just practices and practices. I say this all the time. When they announced the Red Bull Wololo Empire Wars tournament, literally a few hours later, Hera was on Twitch and he streamed for 13 hours playing Empire Wars. 13 hours nonstop. He's a grinder. And yes, Lemmy, exactly. He'll always have a special place in my heart for always, not always, but sometimes researching murder holes, which I don't think any other pro player has done with such regularity. He is the embodiment of dedication to this game. He's also a fantastic content creator. Who's kidding who? His YouTube channel is amazing. You can't play games for that long. I don't think I can play games for that long either. My hand hurts just holding the mouse during these live streams sometimes. Oh, but look at this. Hera's circling the back, and this is what I'm talking about. While defending at home, he does this so often. He just pushes out onto the other side of the map, and now the Viper has to get the hell out of here. He's closing in. Will he get the villager? One more volley? No, the skirmishers are enough to shoo him away. He is down in score. The Viper actually has, as we saw, but he does not have the kill lead, and now the Viper is shooing him away. Oh, so, sorry, oh, you asked, was it Hod who asked about the unique technologies? Saracens, you can increase your mangonel line attack and trebuchet attack by 15%, counterweights, and you can upgrade your monks so that they heal passively at 75 HP per minute any unit within a 5-tile radius, whereas the Chinese have my goodness, Great Wall, which nobody ever sees. It increases the HP of their walls and their towers by, I think, 30%. And then rocketry. I always say artillery, and then until I remember that's the Turkish one. And then rocketry that adds +4 attack to their scorpions and +2 attack to their Chukanus. which is a pretty badass upgrade. I mean, their Chukanu's attack on a 14, which is, for an archer unit, absolutely ridiculous. Gamer Legion versus China 4v4 Nomad is absolutely a bonkers thing to watch. They are so good at it, Team China. I mean, Gamer Legion, don't get me wrong, Hera, the Viper, Dao, Tato, all of them are amazing players, but Team China is just next level on Nomad. Alam, nice to see you. I know you're a big Hera fan. You must be enjoying the score at the top of the screen. If you know how it ends, by the way, don't spoil it for us. Anyone in the chat, if you know how this ends, don't spoil it. Yeah. Tomislav, are you talking about Team China or the civilization in the game, the Chinese that the Viper is playing? I'm talking about Team China with like Mr. Yo and Vivi and Lix. Spoilers, get stitches. Team China, yeah, they're just next level on Nomad. Although, to be fair, they play like 10 games a day on Nomad, so you would expect them to be next level. Viper here, he is aggressing. Hera is playing very defensive. I don't know if because the Viper is playing so aggressive or if he's just being a little bit more hesitant. Even a defensive tower. What are you, a couple of archers that might... Which one are you going to attack? Which one are you going to attack? Are you going to kill the archer unit? Oh no! Oh my god. Oh my god. Does the Viper notice? Does the Viper notice? Sorry guys, I know there's action everywhere on the map, but I cannot help myself when a lion attacks. Ah, the ghost of the darkness. The man-eater of Haboob. Bad koala also, exactly. The guy with the better mouse wins. All right, the attack here for the Viper has stalled. Looks like he's gotten a skirmisher or two more for his troubles. Kill count still in favor of Hera, but not by that much. Both players in castle. Hera defensively elite skirmisher. The Viper already has elite skirmisher. What are the upgrades on them? +2, +1, soon to be +2, +2 with ballistics. And now he enters into the dead space. Oh, damn, that is a fun fact. Oh my god, T90's mouse dies? I can see that. That's happened to me during a cast, and I had to, like, pause and edit it out. By the way, Hera, what the hell are you doing here with your feudal age army? Get the hell out of my woodline, says the Viper. So again, is Hera being defensive because it's all part of the Saracen game plan? Or is he being defensive because the Viper is forcing him to be defensive? Remember, the Saracens can take down structures with their crossbows very quickly. They get a +2 attack bonus, or +3 rather, against buildings. But you can never really discount that Chinese tech's ability to tech switch with their cheaper technologies. Viper's to the south. Viper's punching in. He's got a knight on the other side of the train tracks. Wow, Catherine, that's impressive. Yeah, Lemmy, a lot of people have that thought about skirmisher versus skirmisher battles. And we are seeing a big skirmisher versus skirmisher battle right now. Villager population identical, army population almost identical. But the Viper has +2, +2 on his skirmishers. Hera just +2, +1. And the Viper, by the way, also has ballistics for his skirmishers. So all this fancy footwork out of Hera is not going to help him at all, especially against the knight. But that Saracen camel with extra HP is out. So the knight is pretty much going to die right now. We'll see how many skirmishers he takes with him. Scuffles erupting here. Okay, so we're transitioning out of skirmishers to some heavier cavalry. Right as I say that, both players are training even more skirmishers. He's forcing him to be defensive? I think so too. I mean, with the Saracens, you want to turtle up a little bit in the early game so you can get all the gold, all the resources, and start pumping out some of those heavier units, but I don't think this is by choice. Another town center next to the gold. Oddly placed with the gold here right at the tip. Edelweiss, exactly. Oh my goodness. I like what I like. What can I say? Farm is being placed down. The Viper's army is here, but there's nothing here. Just a bunch of sand. Now he's pivoting to the north. Mangonel's gonna start shelling away at this. Well, let's see Hera's micro, how much he can do here with 3 camels and a bunch of skirmishers. Oh my goodness, the Viper's bringing 2 more Mangonels. Why not just bring villagers at this point and build a siege workshop in the forward position? He's got to defend his siege. The last thing you want is camels to show up. Exactly. But where are Hera's camels? Why are they here? Very uncharacteristic, very un-Hera-ish. Maybe he's waiting to smash this army from 2 sides. That's exactly what he's waiting for. Ooh, Mangonel did clip 1 of the skirmishers. Let's see the battle here in the front. Okay, so even if Hera wins this, which he will, his infrastructure is starting to go down in the front portion of his base. But let's see these camels chase in. They are not very strong, but against a skirmisher that has minimum range, they don't need to be strong. As long as the camels keep closing. Okay. Hera backs away. Ooh. What's the armor? Only a +1 armor, and camels notorious for their weak armor. Base of 0. Come on. Let's see what's going on around the front. The Viper, for the first time in a long time, is taking a villager lead of about 10%. Army counts are identical. And here come the Chinese crossbows. Viper has taken firm control of the center with a single siege workshop. Okay, skirmishers appear to have disengaged from one another. So we've got a bit of a peaceful situation. And now Hera's got his own siege out. Did the Viper give him too much time? Uh-oh. I thought you had ballistics. Okay, exchanging a couple of javelins. A 3rd town center. Hera feels very safe. By the way, our Saracen is going to have 1, 2, 3 safe gold mines. And that is the last thing you want the Saracen to have. Let's take a look at the Viper's base, which we haven't seen in a long time. Nice stone operation. 15 on stone. Okay. What do we think? Castle drop? Tower rush? OG town center surrounded by farms. This town center in the forward position as well. What are the army compositions? Crossbows and skirmishers versus camels and skirmishers. Those crossbows are absolutely going to wreck the camels. Where even are these 6 camels? Okay, they're about a hut their way to the northwest of the Viper's base, which is completely open and undefended. See if we can catch that. Ooh, Hera not moving his army around. Okay, that's Hera engaged into probably the worst spot he could have engaged. Will lose a camel to a conversion. Yep, and now the crossbows are getting to work. The monk probably will not make it out of this alive. He goes down, but all of a sudden Hera's camel count went from 5 to 2. And it went from 2 to 1. And now the villagers join in. Is going to go from 1 to 0. Ooh, mutually assured Mangonel destruction. Archers and Mangonel shouldn't be an ideal combo. I agree, except against camels. Because camels are so flimsy. Look at the armor. 0 base armor. Now what the Saracen camel does have is 25% more HP, which is fantastic. But still, a crossbow will do 5 damage to that. Oh, predicting the move out, did not get it. And there it is. Laming a couple of farms. The main town center. And now he's in firm control. How many gold piles does the Viper have? 1? 2? Only 2. Hera's got 32 villagers on gold. What is he doing with all of this gold? Upgrades a little bit. And that's it. He's not training army. Hera's not training army or villagers. Oh, he is going up to Imperial as our Saracen. Oh, yeah, you better believe it. 16 more chicken nuggets. And any second now. Any second now. He trains a few villagers first. Okay, never mind. He dipped to 850. Ooh, very, very interesting castle drop location. I mean, here would have been absolutely perfect. Here would have been absolutely perfect, but maybe Hera could have denied that. This is going to be a lot harder for Hera to deny. And now he's adding in light cavalry. And there's Imperial Age for Hera. The problem is he's being pressed into, and there's that castle for Hera as well. So let's take a look at the Saracen base. Pressed into on the right, pressed into on the top left. He's got his own castle up. No real point in going Mameluke at this point because your opponent doesn't really have anything except for those 4 light cavalry units. Oh my goodness. What a pancake there by Hera. He loses his mangonels, but oh man, that's a lot of skirmishers that are dead. And if the Viper doesn't care, he's going to start streaming across those light cavalry units. And now look at Hera. 15 villagers idled by the town, inside the town center. So he will take this on the left, but on the right, the Viper has punched his way through. Yeah, things are looking up for the Snake here. He's ahead 1,000 points. And Imperial GG. Why didn't he put it on the high ground 2 tiles over? That's a good question. Why here? Here would be in a good location. Maybe just nervous. He just wanted to get it up and running. But in 30 seconds, Hera's going to be an Imperial. He's got 400 wood, 400 gold, which means 2 trebuchets. He's getting up even more archery ranges to the back. Which, by the way, the Viper should have seen. Yeah, he's seen 2 of them. And now he's in Imperial. The Viper, though, is a minute and a half away from Imperial himself. First Treb is en route. Oh, is the Viper about to overwhelm with light cavalry units? He's got no villagers on stone. Hera has enough stone for 1 more castle. Will he place it before the Viper attacks? Will he place it after? Oh, that was it. This town center that was researching Imperial. Oh my goodness, 122 people watching this. Damn. If you are one of the 122 people watching this, welcome. Hello, hello. Oh, and now he's going to be so annoying. Hera rushed up to Imperial. He's gotten 2 trebs out, which is 400 gold, which means his gold count isn't the greatest, which means not a lot of camels. But actually, does he even have a stable left? He's got 1 stable. So he's not going to be able to counteract the light cavalry spam that's about to hit him out of how many Chinese stables? 6 stables to 1. And there we go. He preemptively places a defensive castle next to the stone. And that castle absolutely wrecks those light cavalry units. But it doesn't matter. The Viper's got 6 stables, and now he's getting thumb ring, conscription, cavalry armor upgrades. Derek says Derek is here. Like that episode in Seinfeld where that guy talks about himself in 3rd person. What was it, Jimmy? Jimmy likes Elaine. Jimmy thinks Elaine is pretty cool. Army count for the Viper is significantly ahead. Civilian population significantly ahead. Hera is going to have to bounce back between these 2 castles. Although actually maybe not. There's not really much coming out of this military industrial complex. For all that he has 6 stable, 7 now. He's not really training that many units as the Viper. He's got the infrastructure. He doesn't have the resources. George is getting upset. Oh my god, the Viper lost both of his castles. Oh, goodness gracious. That is sour. Are things turning here? Is Hera gonna hold on? I don't know. 3 trebs to 1. But now the Viper is starting. You know what the Viper noticed, by the way? That Hera has no melee army. And when you have no melee army, he feels very comfortable to go this bad boy. And he's going to start pummeling the structures now. And even the camels, as cool as they are, as powerful as they are, with their +9 attack against cavalry and their 125 HP. Again, Hera just has 1 freaking stable, and he's about to have 0 stables. And with no stables, he has 0 answer to these light cavalry units that are just going to run amok. This is his last surviving band of camels. 3 camels. Derek says hello, Derek, to the Derek who says yo, Derek. Did you? Oh my goodness! Yeah, that was with the stable falling. Literally, the second the stable fell, he GG'd, because again he realized he has no melee army, and no melee army means no answer to these rams, and no answer to the rams means it doesn't matter how many freaking castles you have. By the way, Derek's, did you guys connect on Discord? Oh my goodness, we are 7 games in. It is still anybody's series. Anybody's series to win or lose. Derek, we are on to game number 8. What an absolute bonker series. Even though, again, yeah, skirmisher wars, I get it. Skirmishers, crossbows, and light cavalry units. 231 APM for you, 221. I mean, the Viper is just keeping pace in terms of APM with Hera. His economy, yeah, 12,000 bigger economy. That's about 30% bigger. All of the resources except for stone and the relic gold as well. Somehow, amidst all of this, the Viper got four relics. It always astounds me how even I, who is under 0 pressure, I'm literally sitting here in my room in my shorts and my Coca-Cola t-shirt. There's 0 stress on me, 0 pressure, and even I can't catch all of the action that's happening out on the map. Now, that is in part because I focus on lions chasing archers throughout the map, but the majority of it is because I am not one of these pro players. So it always astounds me when, even in the middle of doing 1,000 different things, the Viper, Hera, Mysterio, doesn't matter who, manages to take relics. It is just crazy to me. Conversions 1 apiece, raisings 18 to 12. This is really the problem. Hera just doesn't have the military industrial complex that he needs. And look at the populations, by the way. Even if he did have, it's over. 200 population of 130. It was shiny. Not yet. He actually just started playing ranked. It's okay. I'm trying to type like a pro. Let's see how it goes. El Clasico. Yeah, so far this is very much El Clasico. Let's go on to game number 8. Oh, man. Blame the lion? I blame the lion too, but I'm going to take accountability. It's not the lion's fault. The lion is doing what the developers, the Mother Nature developers intended him to do. Game numero 8. Number 8. We are on Sacred Springs, which we have seen before, where everyone starts with an okay amount of gold near their base, a little bit of stone. But if you want the gold, you're going to have to go to the central magical forest here. And if you want the food and the relics, you're going to have to go to the Sacred Springs. In this particular game number 8, we've got Hera playing as the Magyars. Absolutely no economic bonuses whatsoever. The only feature they have is that they kill these they kill these tigers with 1 strike. And then we've got the Bulgarians. Okay. Bulgarians on this map. How much stone does he have? So 8 patches of stone. Where is the Viper's stone? Okay, a little bit far afield. Rather 7 patches. A little far afield. What's the prize pool, Armand? Yeah, Doc, it's 45,000, and I think the community added another 2,000 to it with all of their donations and super chats. Oh, Edelweiss, you're not going to let me live that down? When did I say that? Like, literally like a year and a half ago, right? It is nothing special. It's not their strong suit. But yeah, that was, I think, our first interaction on my channel, no? Oop, that stupid cable is getting caught up in my feet again. Bear with me. I'm just going to put the vision on this guy while I figure it out. Bear with me. I don't know if you guys can hear me shuffling around my desk here. Oh, and again, sorry to go over the unique text. It was about a year ago, right? Richard, have a fantastic night. Thanks for joining, watching, commenting. So unique text for the Magyar are twofold as for everybody. You have recurve bow, which adds +1 attack and range to your cav archers, much like Atalot does to the Aztec skirmisher. And then you have the Magyar Hussar upgrade that allows you to, your unique unit is a Magyar Hussar, which is basically a trash unit. Light cavalry Hussar trash unit with an attack bonus against siege. A pretty powerful attack bonus against siege. I think it's 5 and 8 for the base and elite models. But it initially does start the game costing food, and then you can upgrade it to cost no food. So a very singular unique technology. And the Bulgarians have two incredible unique technology. The first is called Stirrups, which turns their cavalry Japanese. Basically makes all of their cavalry attack 33% faster. And then they have an upgrade called Bagains, the Bilbo Baggins upgrade, that is similar to what we saw with the Gurjaras and the Frontier Guards. It adds +5 melee armor, +5 melee armor, which is ridiculous, to their militia line units, which together with Gambesons makes them basically like mini Teutonic Knights. So those are the two upgrades. By the way, if we see Conics out of the Viper, Stirrups is definitely a must. The Conics is the slowest attacking melee cavalry unit in the game. I think it attacks on a 2.5 second delay or 2.4, something like that. And so if you get that without Stirrups to make them attack faster, you are dead meat. No, Armand, 45,000 is the prize pool. I think first place is around 12,000. Second place is around 8,000, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Edelweiss, good point. It is always fun when the... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I like the Magyar Hussar. It's a trash unit. It's fairly weak, but man, can it snipe siege. Better than the Mangudai. For all that we love to talk about the Mangudai, the Magyar Hussar is just a ridiculously more powerful version of that. Although it doesn't have range. Yeah, the Discord link should be in the pinned comment above. Lemmy, what's TTO cost no gold? You mean the Magyar Hussar? Definitely an interesting choice, the Bulgarians, on a map with what seems to me, yeah, 20% less stone. The Bulgarians can train their unique unit out of their unique structure, the Krepos. They're like the Sicilians who have the Donjon. The Bulgarians have the Krepos. It's 350 stone, if I'm not mistaken, but there's not a lot of stone on this map, so I'm not too sure why the Viper chose the Bulgarians here. Now, the Conic, if you can pump out the Conic, it is a 2-for-1 unit. If the cavalry unit dies, it turns into an infantry unit that got buffed recently with more armor. Right? It is a little surprising to see Bulgarians. They sound amazing on paper, the Bulgarians. It's on paper such a powerful civilization. You can go siege, you can go infantry, you can go cavalry, ranged or melee. And then at the end of the day, yeah, they seem to kind of underperform. What are you in the back here? You are a pepperoni. And you are a pepperoni. Okay. What are you? Not a pepperoni. You are a scout to the rear of Hera's base. Have you discovered anything else? No, you have not. So it looks like the Viper's got a villager kill. Hera's gotten 3 military kills, but in the feudal age, dark age, Military kills, not the end of the world. Oh, they don't... I said they don't cost food? Yeah, my bad. They don't cost gold. Yeah, they turn into 80 food. Trash unit. My bad. Edelweiss, you think that's it? Don't the... How do the Magyars perform compared to the Bulgarians? Because at least the Bulgarians have the discount on siege. The Magyars have, like, nothing. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Hera's exploring the front here, expecting maybe the Viper to go for the gold at the moment. But no, the Viper is getting those sacred springs, which, as we've seen in recent games, are not that hard to wall off. I'm still not too sure what the point of this structure is, except maybe just an aesthetic. What is the name? Does I always forget. This reminds me. I mean, it definitely looks Japanese, this structure, but it always reminds me of the. Oh, I wish Simon was here. What's the name of those churches in Norway that are all made from wood? I always forget. We took a lot of trips to see them when I was living in Norway. Stav churches, I think. Yeah, it does look like a pagoda. What the hell? Oh my god! I hate when I forget the names of anything. Pretty well 50-50. Oh my god, there's a third Derek? Oh my goodness, so many Derricks. I think it's called Stav churches, S-T-A-V. The blacksmith attack upgrades are kind of a small buff. They just have better units. Yeah, true. The melee, the free melee upgrades. Yeah, 3 Derricks is too much. 3 Derricks is too much. One of you, please leave. Get the hell out of my stream. Mike of Bosnia, we don't know. It's either the last game or the second last game because we're 7 games into a best of 9. Although, Doc, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't be kicking out Derricks. I should be inviting one more Derrick to come. David, are you actually Derek, or are you doing a Spartacus style? I am Derek, and now 500 other people will say, I am Derek. It's a Derek revolution. Dance, dance, Derek revolution. By the way, Hera has also gotten his first villager kill, but the Viper's gotten a few more. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, yeah. Viper just lost a whole bunch of units Hera killed, but the Viper, like I said, got 3 villager kills. And Hera doing what Hera does, which is poking in. You asked me why Hera is Hera. This is what he does. He just pokes in. He gets the vision. He literally has seen everything that the Viper has, with the exception of the market down here. He's seen everything. What has the Viper seen? Oh, okay. Actually, the Viper's getting good scouting this game as well. Oh, there's a scout. He must have just run through that. Oh, he must have run through the town center as well. Okay, so the Viper is keeping a pace with Hera in terms of vision and information. Doc, you're yelling out the window for a Derek. Thank you, Banter. I think our peak was like 122. Right, Hera getting even more scouting, seeing if he can get any kind of damage done. If he catches a random villager, like here, for example, out in the wild, like a pack of hunting lions, he just closes in immediately on what he thinks is the weaker wildebeest, guns down the 2 spearmen, and out he goes, taking very little HP damage. But the Viper's 44 seconds away from Castle. Hera, though, will reach it first. Market archery range for him. Viper has secured his 2 sacred springs. Hera not really going for his sacred springs at this point. Very interesting. You'd think that without any kind of economic bonus, you'd go after the quickest form of food gathering in the game, which I believe is shore fishing. Hera is hands down the best player in scouting. And look, he's here again, and you know what he sees? The stable. This is incredible. Oh my goodness, what is incredible is about a bajillion spearmen from the Viper. 15 of them here. How many up north? 2. Okay, so the Viper obviously showing a little bit of favoritism here to the villagers down here versus the villagers up here, to whom he says, I don't care if you live or die. And now he's going to get some scouting up here. Not too much to scout, though. Hera, by the way, has walled off his forward position. Not perhaps the strongest wall up, but a wall up nonetheless. And now the Viper's attacking an industry that doesn't exist here for our Magyar, who's adding Town Watch and cavalry archers. And he's back. Guess who's back? It's not Slim Shady. It's Hera's freaking scout units. Oh no, and the Viper takes his numerical superiority, says, I'm going to give my opponent a chance here, cuts his army in half, and then engages with only half of it, loses that half, then engages with the surviving half, and now he's going to lose that half as well. What the hell did he do there? For what, 2 extra villager kills? Maybe a third? How much HP? No, halfway HP, not in any risk of dying. And look at this, again, Hera just sees exactly what his opponent has. Imagine imagine you're looking at a real war scenario and you just know everything your enemy is doing. You just have satellites that literally give you up-to-date information about what your enemy is doing. That's exactly what Hera is doing. Another town center for the Viper, another town center for Hera, close to the gold. Where's Viper building his? Okay, are we gonna get to see some creposts? By the way, his pepperoni got converted, but Hera, a gentleman, does not do anything with them. Your TV remote works on your heater. Welcome to 2024, where everything is connected to everything, and our Samsung refrigerators are spying on us. He always knows when and where to push, but that's not by any random chance or magic. It's because he's always freaking scouting. And that in itself is a mechanical thing. I mean, you need the APM. There's a reason his APM is always above 200. And there's a reason he's always jumping between 7 different screens when he plays this game. It's just insane. Hera's pikes were dancing? You mean the ones over here? Do you remember the timestamp? I'll rewind afterwards. Oh my god, kid. First of all, another Derek who spells the name a little bit differently. So now we actually do have 4 Dereks in the game. In the chat. Yeah, Doc, exactly. The Derek deathmatch dance is about to begin. Armand, the Vipers play this series has been on and off, honestly. This is like the Viper of other tournaments, where some games he's like incredibly amazing, and other games he's just kind of always a little bit behind, a little bit behind, a little bit behind, until ultimately he's a lot a bit behind. Whereas Hera's just always on. Almost always on. And hey, guess what? He's back with his scouts. And he's got 6 of them with 267 HP. So even a castle's not going to stop this band of scouts. This band of brothers. Again. He's here. And if he, by the way, if he sees nothing new, that tells him that there's something somewhere else that's happening. Shwetang, hello. Ooh, but let's see. Viper might lose a couple of knights here. Loses 1. Does not lose the second. I really do hope we get to see stirrups, and I hope we get to see hussars out of our Bulgarian, because they are hussars that attack as fast as a Mangudai, which is incredible. And hey, guess what? Hera sees the crepost. I mean, this game is just a master class of scouting. If you want to improve your scouting game, find game number 8 of this series and just watch it religiously. Oh my god, the Dereks are karambits. We have Derek to the power of Derek in the house. Another town center for the Viper being plopped to the back. He's going up to 5 town centers. Does he think that he is the Sicilians with the crusade and the... Oh, Hera's thieving relics. Hera's gonna have 4 relics. He should have 6. I like that he's taking the ones closer to the Viper first, and not the ones that are safe with him. By the way, the Viper building up his military-industrial complex here to the north in a big way, and here come the Conics! The flail-wielding cavalryman, and hey, guess what? Hera's back with more scouts. This time they're on horses with bows and arrows. Viper goes triple eco if Hera gives him time. Also, Hera says Bulgarians are very bad and predictable. Well, that's not good. That's not good. The Rambic warriors. Are the Bulgarians really that bad? Are they really that bad? I mean, it's hard to counter something that Hera says, but again, on paper they seem to be quite good. But here's what I'm talking about. Take a look at the attack speed. First of all, take a look at attack speed of a normal knight. Should be 1.8, 1.9, yeah, 1.8 second delay. Now look at the conic. 2.4 seconds. That's why you need stirrups. Otherwise, this unit, by the time it attacks you a second time, is already dead. The Viper is pushing out. He's down a 2/3 of the army count, but he is ahead in villagers. Right as Hera comes in, will get a villager snipe. No, he doesn't have ballistics. He's just now getting bodkin. He is heading up to Imperial age. Yeah, 5 minutes ago, Hera was in a much better spot, I think, than he is now, even though he... Oh, no, he's housed. Oh, my God, he's housed and he's not building any houses. This is the second time this tournament that this has happened to Hera, who, by the way, has sent the pepperoni very far back to make sure the Viper doesn't get that 100 food. Hera's army count is triple his opponent, but now he's down 10 villagers. Is the Viper over booming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 town centers to the 1, 2, 3, 4 of his opponent. So not exactly an overboom. Okay, Hera says, you know what? I'm tired of getting housed. I'm just going to put up 20 housing supply right here, right there. And by the way, I'm going to take your knight as well. And he cares that not bad, but struggling is a good way to put it. You can counter conics with halbs when they're mounted. The second they die and get dismounted, though, they will slaughter those halberdiers. Top 1% have a 45 win rate with Bulgarians. That's not good, not bad, not terrible. But, I mean, this is just crazy for the Viper. He's got no army supply, and he's using a patch of gold as part of his wall-off, which is cool. And Hera trying to do the same thing he did with the Berber Gurjara game to lead a few of the units around on a merry chase, but the Viper is pushing into here with crap. We're getting a Krepos push on a map with 20% less stone. Again, I was really wondering, was that part of the plan? Why not choose Sicilians in that case? Oh, sorry, Micah Bonting. I thought you said you can counter them with just halberdiers. My apologies. You said you can't. I agree 100%. Oh, because the little man off the horse, he's got a flail as well. Oh, that's so cool to see. And the Viper pushing in, but Hera already getting a castle up. The Viper has enough stone for one more Krepos, so he is attacking to the south, and he is defended to the north. All of a sudden, the army counts are still the same, but the villager population is now 20 ahead for the Viper, who, by the way, has not even begun taking the center gold here, whereas Hera's been taking this gold for a while. Conics are chasing in. What an annoying unit to be raided with. Once you kill it on the horse, you think you're safe, and then all of a sudden, the little man comes out. Right there, he gets... I love the animation of him getting up, by the way. It's very realistic. And then he gets up and then attacks you again. And you thought you were safe, so you ungarrison your villagers. And then they die to the man with the flail. Conics and skirmishers, that does sound pretty good against any kind of infantry or counterplay. But Imperial age Magyar Viper, unless he's already queued up, Imperial does not even have a 10th of the resources he needs. Oh no. And now Hera's back in 25 seconds. He's going to have chemistry and fully attack upgraded cav archers with ballistics. Okay, Scorpion is here. So Hera's microing over here, which means he may not be microing here. Never mind, he did micro here. He managed to trap the Viper's conics yet again. Hera is just everywhere with the multiple screens. Looks like the Krepos, one of them in the center down. The one to the left will go down. Then the third one will go down. Meanwhile, he still has this army here. Viper does have more villager kills, though. Converted cav archer dies, as does the monk who converted him. But in come 5 fresh conics. Does he have stirrups? No. Okay, Hera's trapped here. Or maybe not. Maybe not at all. His unit is a little bit faster. Oh my god, can you imagine Team Derek all of a sudden enters the scene and just starts sweeping every single 4v4 tournament? And then like every great band in history, there's like a big falling out, and like the lead Derek creates his own Derek band, and the other Derek's, then there's like a reunion of Derek's in 15 years. Well, you know what? Surviving with just 2 and now 0. Viper's defended. He didn't lose that many villagers. He's killed 23 to 15. Total kill count is in favor of our Magyar. But look at the map all of a sudden. 39 minutes in, the Vipers... Oh, but look at the villager lead. Viper's villager lead is gone. Why? Because he took 1,000 food and dumped it into going into Imperial Age. So we're going to get to see 2 Imperial Age battles here. Oh my god, Derek is a kind of a Morty. So who would be the Rick in this case? Banter with the sarcastic Hera Hussar spam. Okay, final Krepos does die. It looks like the castle to the north, there is some kind of battle here. Okay, it looks like he did manage to get the Treb, lost a few conics for it. So not a free get. What's the movement speed on a dismounted conic, by the way? I'm very curious. 0.99. So he does move as just about as fast as a villager. Okay, cav archers on the high ground. By the way, somehow this pig's still evading the Bulgarian pots, the Bulgarian kitchens. Hera is, though, pushing to the south, not with perhaps the most impressive army, not the biggest of armies. Did he get squires? I'm not familiar with what the movement speed of a dismounted conic is. But I'm looking at the pikemen, and yeah, he did get squires. dramatic music. And look at this, he's hugging his trebuchet. The last thing he wants is for yet another conic to show up. And the Viper's an Imperial. The Viper's an Imperial. We're getting capped rams, halberdiers, plate mail armor, and handcart. Okay. One of those is a sneaky castle age upgrade. But the Viper is ahead in army count for the first time this game. He needs a castle, though. The problem is, if you go full on Kreposts, you can't get stirrups, you can't get bagains, you can't get those unique technologies that you need. You also can't get conscription, hoardings, you can't get any of that shit. And so conics are fantastic, but when they attack so freaking slowly... Your lumber tastes better than mine, he says as he jacks a bit of it on the other side. Oh, Catherine, you're getting sleepy? Well, oh my goodness, there is a recurve bow. Look at Hera's cav archers. Attack-wise, they are fully upgraded. And he's got hussars. Cheaper hussars, by the way, remember, for the Magyars. Doc is looking to cause some trouble with the old Itsume up reference, but oh, these are siege rams for the Bulgarian, but they are falling, and they're attacking cavalry archers. What are we watching here? Oh my god, are we gonna get to see a battle of the Hussars? Because then we have cheaper Hussars versus quicker attacking Hussars if the Viper can just get a freaking castle. He's losing villagers up here as they fish. Oh no. Yeah, the villager populations are pretty good. And all of a sudden, Hera is doing what Hera loves to do. This is him in his element with the Hussar spam. And he's getting Parthian tactics, which means the Halberdiers are going to melt to the attack bonus against Spearman line. Forget all the extra armor. Oh, and he's inserted himself here into the wood line. He's inserted himself here into the town center here as well. To the south, the Viper has held, but he's got very little army there. No, with Parthian tactics, you're not going to catch up to these Cav archers. What's their attack bonus now against Spearmen? +6. Hera's also to the rear, leading the Hussars on a chase. He needs frickin' stirrups, does our Bulgarian, whose economy is being shredded. He's down 13 villagers. He's got half the army his opponent has. He's got 5 fewer villagers. He is sending individual rams to die. But he's attacking on the other side. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, Catherine, you don't have to go to sleep. We have ourselves a winner for Warlords 3. Wow. 3.5 hours these two played against each other. How insane is that? Cash money, baby. 3.5 hours, and I have a peak viewers of 125. Damn. Wow. Let's take a look at the stats. I mean, it felt like the Viper was on Hera was on cruise control for a little bit. Like, you know, when you get a Tesla and you put it on auto drive and then you go, like, you have a little nap, and then he woke up and he's like, oh shit, I gotta win this game. And then he just went into overdrive and started pumping out. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Parade push, to borrow a term from StarCraft. And the Viper down south is not really accomplishing very much. I mean, a halberdier getting a villager is always funny, but it is not going to win you the game. Wow. David, thank you for joining. Yeah, it's after midnight in Nova Scotia. Let's take a look at the stats and then we'll end the stream, because that was just absolutely amazing. AOA Age of Empires 2 is the best community compared to other video games and computer games and whatnot. 80 Cav archers to halberdiers, Hussars to conics, 37 conics, a little weird, misleading, but PKPM 220, PKPM 207. So again, the Viper always just a little bit behind Hera. Wood and gold, there's your Cav archers. Food and stone, there's your Krepost push. But economies almost identical. If you remove the 2,500 relic gold that Hera had, they're actually identical economies. Actually identical. How hard fought after 47 minutes between the two best players that their economies are identical. Insane to me. 6-1 conversion, 16 building destroyed to 2. And let's take a look at the final kill count. Villager kill count's very similar, but 100 more kills for our Magyar. And I mean, this is just, you're up here, you're down here, you're penetrating the center and in the front. What the hell do you do? The Magyar war machine is just absolutely ramping up. Derek Durst, I enjoyed this series immensely as well. A perfect place to put it. Bula, oh my goodness, 5:30 in the morning. Oh my god. Everyone here who's named Derek better be joining my Discord and better be planning a Derek community game for all of us to enjoy. Lord Zook, it's going to be Empire Wars, and Rage Forest 5 starts tomorrow, actually. Catherine, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the live streams. I'm glad I can do the live streams. I'm glad my microphone works. And yeah, well, the other Derek's, please stand up. Please stand up. And everyone in the chat, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting on your way out. If you haven't, please do hit that like button. And yeah, thanks everybody. Hopefully catch you live very, very soon. If not, then at the very least on Friday for our usual Friday Rage Forest. If you're not familiar with the channel, every Friday we do Rage Forest 4-on-4 high elo Rage Forest. It's 5 a.m. in Bosnia too. Oh my God. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everyone, every single one of you is commenting, even if you're not, even if you're lurking in the background, I do appreciate it. I'm going to go make myself a turkey sandwich and hope that the, what is it in Turkey? Tryptophan, something, some kind of drug that exists in turkeys that makes us very sleepy. That is going to knock me out and let me have a good night's sleep. Everyone, thanks so much. Have an awesome night, afternoon, morning, and hopefully see you very, very soon. Take care.